5. So then I'm going to apologize right out the gate for putting us 10 minutes behind by asking whether or not Michael Myers shits his pants or not. That's what caught us up. Okay. I didn't look at the
And I
clock,
needed a
and
little bit
Chris
more
was too
time.
nice. So Chris was like, "Hi, guys, I hate to interject. I don't know if he wipes his ass or not, but we have to move along." And I was like, so,
And
I
like
agree.
he was about to get a definitive answer too, but later, Devin, later.
Yes.
wait,
To wait for
so
those
the thing
secrets.
that said that it went live like 5 seconds ago? Did they cut off? They miss my apology?
And for me, it says we've been alive for almost
40
Like
seconds.
40 seconds,
an
yeah.
hour.
Okay,
Keyboard.
then we're all
A
good.
minute,
My live
minute
clock
30.
is different than yours.
All right.
Yeah, that kangaroo time.
The kangaroo time. I said an hour. I meant to say 1 minute and 40 seconds for me. It's
I'm
the
at
same for you guys.
I'm at 55 seconds in.
55, 56, yeah.
I got
That's
33
weird.
seconds.
That's weird. Anyway, hello everybody. Thank you for joining us, and for the people that are going to watch us afterwards. I've assembled the greatest cast of all time. So I'm going to introduce them in the way that I see it. The top left corner is Mr. Dante Graves.
'Tis I.
It is him, the legend. And then up top, we got the man. I was going to come up with something, but I just can't disclose that information
Thank you. Thank you.
publicly. A wise man once told me
confidential.
that. The J Sloan.
What's up, guys?
Okay, and if you're on the channel, you should know me. If you don't know me, my name is John Stamos. In the bottom right corner, Jeremy, do you just want to introduce yourself? I can't do it justice.
Hi, I'm Ralph Macchio.
Isn't he JB's like movie den or something?
Yes.
Yeah,
JB's
David B's movie den, like, I
I
rebranded.
didn't know if you wanted to be referred to that or if you just wanted your name.
Just call me Jeremy, but yeah, that's my channel name, so I thought I'd just kind of type that here.
I'm
Gotcha.
referring to you exclusively as JB's movie den in full.
Absolutely, that's what I was gonna say too. All right, man.
Hey, at least you got my pronouns right. What do you identify as? JB's movie den. What are you talking about?
Identify as a movie den, okay?
Like a hole where you go to watch film.
Exactly. That is a literal
Yes, sir.
definition of a movie den.
I've got
If
one
I'm
of
not
those.
mistaken.
I got a hole too, and it's pretty cool.
Noise. Okay. So, we're here to discuss Evil Dead Rise.
Rise.
Evil Dead Rise. I'm not going to tell you exactly what I thought about it, but the fact that we were getting a new Evil Dead movie literally, like, excited me. I was super hyped up about it. I mean, because I love Evil Dead. I think everybody here, I can speak for everybody, is saying that we love Ash versus Evil Dead.
It's okay.
Is that valid?
Yeah,
Or
definitely
kick you off the
valid.
stream, Devin?
I'm more of a
The timid, quiet Chris vanishes. Get off of the
yeah, timid, quiet Chris. I so badly, and Chris, I say this with love. Someday I want to see you get so pissed off. I've never seen it happen. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get it, but
It's scary.
It
Is
is
it?
pretty scary. Yeah, I've seen it
Like
happen in person a couple
he has a
times.
quiet rage. Like
quiet simmering rage.
Until it
Slowly
isn't
builds
quiet.
up.
Yeah, until it isn't
Okay.
quiet
Slowly
anymore.
builds.
Yeah, Chris, I've always said like when like I'll be ripping a movie open and tearing out its lungs and like eating them, and
Just,
Chris
like,
will be like,
drinking more
I didn't
blood
care
than
for
water.
it. It was all right. It's just not my thing. Like he's just it's like I can never see him getting rageful, and I feel like I'm just a walking explosion when it comes to things.
it was more parody, but his review of
Yeah.
like the
Nightmare
Nightmare on
on
Elm
Elm
Street
Street.
remake. Yeah.
That's what I was going to mention.
He-
Go
he-
back and
he
watch
let
that.
loose
I threw
on
a
that.
Potato. I threw
Yeah,
a
he was
fucking
like, I'd
potato.
rather watch an effing potatoes.
Mhm.
I'll have to go
Fair
back
enough.
and check that out then. Yeah, I know that we share a mutual hatred of that movie. Do
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys as well?
Oh,
Jeremy
it's a terrible movie. Yeah,
is
I
Dude,
feel
I'd
like
rather-
stupid.
yeah. I don't want to go on a tangent on it, but I feel like it had like there was semi good ideas in it and some good sequences in it. But yeah, it's a dog shit movie.
I think that the people who like it are stupid.
I couldn't agree more.
I mean, yeah.
I would
See,
love
there's
to
like
do
there's
that.
this culture of like, hey, anyone can like whatever they want. it's just your opinion. It's just a movie. At the same time, though, if it's that movie,
Yeah,
Right?
it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty bad. I'll say this really quickly. I was doing like a segment on my channel. It's been a long time ago, where I would like drink beer and I would try a new beer and we would watch movies. So I named it like Cheers and Beers if it was a good movie, or Suds and Duds if it was a bad movie.
those are
So we
good titles.
watched a Nightmare on Elm Street remake, and it was miserable. It was a really bad time,
Yeah.
dude. It was not good.
It was a real suds and duds.
Yeah, real. So it never aired, but because I think I got too drunk to edit it, honestly. But but it never aired.
Can I just say that there is not a dud in the Evil Dead franchise?
Yes.
You all agree on
Absolutely
that?
not.
I agree.
Yeah, I do.
Earlier,
too.
when I said that it was all right, I was just joking. It's like an undefeated streak of perfect movies and TV shows.
And like, it is made that we got the Evil Dead game, and then we have a new Evil Dead film, and like all of it's good.
Yeah.
Like the Evil Dead franchise has had like such a good streak so far. It's
I was
like,
telling a dude I work
the
with
unicorn.
who had never seen any of it. I was like, dude, it's like the ultimate horror franchise thing because it's like undefeated. They've never turned out something that's like, oh, that's like the weak one of the like everything across the board. If you said that that's your favorite thing of the things, there's not really someone that could be like, no, you're wrong. You know what I mean? Like it's all
Yeah.
like
Absolutely.
except no, no, I'm not gonna do that. It's all good.
For another time, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'll go first because I probably have the least to say about it because I'm still kind of stewing on it. I went to the theater and watched this, okay? And I'd been excited for it for months. And leading up to it, I probably shouldn't have checked out all the social media stuff. I wasn't really trying to follow it, just the people that I followed. Follow Evil Dead, and I heard a lot of praise for it, about it being absolutely vicious and brutal. And from the Evil Dead movies that I've seen, that's a very tall task to, to say, hey, this is more brutal, more gorier than the previous movies and show.
Absolutely.
Or show, I should say. And yeah, the day just didn't go all that great. It was one of those meh kind of days. Things were going kind of wrong. Went to the theater, still trying to, be positive about it. But we had some people running around, young people, just running around, very distracting. And there was this kid, and trust me, I went and seen Freddy vs. Jason. Okay, I couldn't have been that old. I was born in '97. That movie came out, what, 03?
Yeah, we saw that too. Yeah, I saw that night too.
I shouldn't, was it that? Yeah, okay, yes. I remember I was talking about that. It's crazy. But, yeah.
I didn't get
went
to
and
see it
seen
in
that.
theaters.
Oh, that's a shame.
I know.
But I seen it, and I was a good kid throughout it.
Mhm.
Scary parts, scream, but every time there's a threat on the screen, and you hear this, like, scream that, like, literally is busting your eardrums over top of the theater audio.
Yeah.
Already, like, I was already kind of upset. Some things happened, naturally, when you're having a bad day, you just kind of get irritated at things. You have that on top of kids running around. I still really enjoyed the movie, but my expectations they weren't really met in terms of how people were amping it up. And just like the stuff in the trailer for me, it didn't really, I thought it was going to go further than what it did. A lot of the stuff in the Red Band trailer, for me, it didn't go further than what I thought it was going to.
Okay.
So a lot of the good parts, like the real heavy hitting scenes, I was like, I basically seen that almost in full in the trailer. But since
could
I've
see
watched
that.
it another time, I'm starting to kind of, obviously in a better setting, definitely made my outlook on the movie a little bit more better. Even though I had a bad experience with it in the theater, I still think it's a good horror film. Now, in terms of, this is something we'll get into maybe a week or two from now. However, we're going to do this. We're going to be ranking the Evil Dead movies. I'm going to just say that I still think that it is a good movie, but maybe after a couple more rewatches, I could tell you exactly how I feel about it, and I guess as of now, this is going to spoil my list. It might be my least favorite, but that is because all of these movies are fucking great. So that's what I'm going to get the negative out of the way first. So whoever wants to follow me, go right ahead.
I nominate Jeremy.
That was beautiful.
Can't hear you, bro.
Yeah, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. It's because I nominated him. It screwed him over.
And you didn't call him by his name, JB.
That's
Oh,
true.
JB's Movie Den. I nominated you, and I didn't.
Oh.
Still unable to hear you currently.
Like, I feel like you're saying stuff, but it's just not getting through to me, man.
He could be saying something really profound too.
He clearly hears us.
Yeah, for sure.
Is he muted?
I think so. I think he's trying to mute himself and he can't.
Well, then, how about while he figures it out, this guy goes.
The Jay Sloan?
Yeah.
Would you
the
like
Jay Sloan? He's in this box.
Yeah, I'll go. So I made the mistake when I was going to watch this movie. Still in theater. I'm assuming it's still in theater currently, but my girlfriend wanted to watch it in theater, and I did too because I saw Evil Dead 2013. I saw that in theater, and it was just really late, and I had to work, so I was like, let's just rent it at home, and we'll watch it that way. So I wound up not renting it, but buying it because she's like, you're going to want to review it, you're going to want to talk about it, so I bought it, and we watched it that first night, and I was like, when the credits started to roll, I was like, I didn't care for it too much. And I think that I missed out on that whole theater experience with it because I feel like had I saw that in theater, it would have been totally different. And then I watched it a second time, and there was more things that I picked up on it and more that I really enjoyed about it as it went on. I love the high rise setting. Like I really like that they are in a place that they really can't escape. And I watched it a little while ago. I've got a lot of notes, but I'm not going to go off all of my notes. But like, I feel like I think they had less to play with, but they delivered more than what I was expecting. Because when you have the Evil Dead, even Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, I'm not even going to talk about it right now because it's much like grander in terms of like a spectacle of a film. But with those two movies, it is set like in a cabin, right? And it does have some seclusion to it, but you have this wooded area. So when you're trapped to one apartment or at least one floor of like an apartment complex or a high rise, you have to really find something deep to like you have to discover something deep to play with. And I think that they did, like rewatching it tonight. There's so many eerie things within this film that how they did it well and how they made like the Deadites or whatever they want to call them in the movie, like the Deadites, how they did feed off of fear in it. And because my girlfriend actually asked me when we were watching it the first time, she's like, why can't she get through the door? And I was like, I think that she could easily get through that door if she wanted to, but it's playing on fear for like a setup for the next demon to show itself. And like, I really love that, man. I love the chemistry between the sisters. And I won't go any further than that because I know we got a discussion to go. But I thought it was acted really well. I love the setting. It was something new. It was a good little side story for the Evil Dead as a series, and I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, like I said earlier before stream, like I think I might like it better than 2013. Like it might go above it, honestly, after this last viewing.
Just to jump in there, I want to tell you some things I like about it too before Jeremy gets back in here. I really did enjoy the characters. The little girl, I thought, to be a young actress, did a phenomenal job. I like the Staffney thing. I thought that was really funny.
Yep.
And then, yeah, like you mentioned, like how the Deadites feed off of fear. I do like that a lot. I think in the entire franchise, there's some situations where it's like, they could probably break through that door, or they could, overcome this obstacle, but they're really just playing mind games with you. And
Absolutely.
One scene in particular that I loved, call back to Evil Dead 2 when they're, dead by dawn.
Dead by
dawn. Really like stuff like that where it's paying tribute. So even though I had kind of like a, negative experience about, with the movie, it has some really good stuff in there. So I just wanted to add that.
Absolutely, it does. And to see something before Jeremy, I know I'm gonna let you give your opinion on the film because I'm really excited to hear it. To see something like that made, because I went into it like honestly, when I went into Evil Dead, the film that was released in 2013, I was really like I was really dreading it because I thought it was going to be shit. And I went into it, and that was like the funnest theater experience. By the way, you should have kicked that kid in the fucking face. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god,
Which
it
kid?
was horrible. The one that was yelling. You would go like,
Oh,
Mike,
that one.
like
Okay.
that.
That's kind of like going
Kid
to a
bad.
concert. Honestly, it's like going to a concert, but you can hear the person behind you singing over the person who's singing on stage.
Mhm.
That's ridiculous, and that makes you
Yeah.
want to fight.
And me and Beth were already like, she was
They
already
always
like had a migraine.
sing.
I wasn't really having the best day, and on top of that, you got kids screaming, running around. Still enjoyed
It
the movie. I
sucks.
feel like that's a testament of that it is a good horror movie.
It is a good horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And like you said, we saw Freddy versus Jason. I
Mhm.
saw it at
Yeah.
opening night at like midnight, and my mom let me miss school the next day. But I just sat in my seat and enjoyed it, dude.
Dude,
Like I
yeah,
didn't run around.
when those end credits, man, hit, I was like, what I just watched. Like I was
Yeah.
blown away. I was like, dude, this is fucking awesome, playing that fucking epic music.
What was it? How Can I Live?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
It was a great experience, but that kind of shows difference in generations from then to now, and also,
Very true.
but yeah, I wish I would have seen it in theater. That was my bad. She's like, we needed to watch this in theater, and I was like, yeah, I have to work tomorrow. And after we watched it, she said that was a little underwhelming to watch at home. I was like,
Damn.
for the first time, yeah, it was, and I regretted it because like I can just see all of the scenes that I thought were they're they're good, but on like pop on a theater screen
Yeah,
with the
Mhm.
audio. So I
that
do
that
regret
intro, that intro was amazing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought,
It was a great
especially
intro.
in the theater. So,
Oh yeah.
toss it to you, JB's.
My
movie.
theater like loud. So everybody can hear me, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yep,
okay.
we can.
For
so,
now.
JB's movie then.
yeah, now, right. My headset is like, no, screw you. Yeah, Chris, our theater experience were completely different. My was like no kids running around. It was loud hell though, like when the speaks like deaf. But it was agree with you. The band trailer, it gave away a lot of the like the visual gags and the like a good amount of the actual gore in the film. That was the only trailer that I watched. I watched like Green Band and like the first. I was like, okay, that showed me quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
I want to kind of film not knowing, and I had a great time. I was just thinking like, okay, who's gonna for me? Because I had a story in the back of my head like that walks in like halfway through, freaking shining everywhere. Like, all right, where can I sit? Who's okay? What's on the screen? So I was prepared. It never happened. I was so glad that we went to see it because, like you said, Jordan, there are things that are better. This film definitely was. It was very underwhelming for me too. It just or get up like all the fly out, and it's just coming from everyone. I get like that unsettling feeling of like all the and stuff, and I had a blast from start to finish. It was really fun. To do it now. I'm just really impressed. Said this before, like how consistently franchise is. I can't really
Oh yeah.
place it right now in my like tier where I. It was definitely a really good experience. I had a lot of fun with it. And that this film succeeds that way we did. sooner than.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I've heard it's done really good in the box office. So hopefully get another
Am
one
I the
soon.
only one that like when Jeremy speaks, it's like really cut up?
Yeah, I heard that as
It did
well.
that a little bit for me. I wasn't for sure if I was the only one.
Okay, I didn't
Yeah.
want to be rude and interrupt him if everybody else could hear him just fine.
See, like it's doing it kind of for me too, for you guys.
Really,
Yeah, so you were a little more clear there than you were
Yeah,
when
than it
you
was before.
I agree.
I don't know what it was, but I made out. Well, I think we made out the gist of what you were trying to say.
I think
I
he
feel like the
liked
evil was
it.
trying to stop you.
I think he liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, pizza bagels, Satan's food.
Pizza
Say
bagels.
Satan.
I heard that part.
That's his food is pizza bagels. Is that? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I hear
Jeremy,
myself cutting out too, which is the funny thing.
The last stream that we did, I know that I froze like the top of every
Yeah.
minute, and it was like
You'd be
at
like-
really hilarious points, and my
Yeah, you'd
face
be
would
like-
freeze too.
You'd be like, yeah, and I really think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why I plugged in the internet, or I had my girlfriend do it. Actually, it's like plugged in like right here, so there's like no issue of that happening this time. But
Just
yeah,
unplug. You just-
yeah, there's no issue of that happening.
No way it's gonna plump. Where'd he go? Yeah, like I know the box office, like it did really good, and I'm really hoping for another one. I know that I keep going back to this, but like even with me having a bad experience, I still can see that it's a good horror movie. I've watched some horror movies before, Jordan. I watched Final Exam with you in a terrible mood. And I hated it. I now like that movie.
I love
Dude,
that movie.
I love that
but yeah.
movie.
I do too.
Yeah.
That
Radish
movie
is a cool
fucking
character.
rocks when he catches the arrow and
Yeah,
shit.
he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
He
the
does.
fucking-
That was, dude. We had a
Like an
video of
X-Men.
that where we,
Yeah.
because like we rewatched it and
Yeah.
I filmed it and like cut to like Chris like
Mhm.
dying over it. Well, yeah,
I
it was a
love
bad experience the first time because we were dealing with
Yeah,
like
some drama.
some assholes.
Damn.
So I love it now. So I'm hoping that I'll come around to Evil Dead Rise and it could rise up the ranks, no pun intended. But as
Yeah.
of right now, for me, I kind of enjoy the other ones more. I know this isn't a ranking video, but that's just how I sit on it. But still,
Okay.
man, Evil Dead Rise is a lot better than a lot of these other sequels in
Oh, fuck yeah.
franchises.
Fuck yeah,
Evil
it is.
Dead, just solid series. But tossing it over to you, Mr. Dante Graves. What did
This
you
guy?
think of it? Yes.
Okay, so
And
Jeremy,
I think that's about it for the show, guys. Thank you. No, I'm joking.
Jeremy, I think liked it. I didn't hear. No, so then Jordan, yeah, that's Jordan. Jordan, he was like, I should have watched it in the theater, and fuck, Chris, he, what the fuck was it? You said, oh, I'm sorry. Can I swear or not?
Go right ahead.
Okay.
Who cares?
So Chris, he's like, 60-40 on it because he had like kind of a bad day, which I totally get. Here's my Evil Dead Rise experience because I think I love it more than any of you guys in this chat.
Oh, yes.
I think because I didn't really hear what Jeremy said. So like, what I went on, it was Thursday night, and I was like freaking out, getting super stressed out at work because I was telling everyone like that there's a new Evil Dead movie and that I have to go see it. And I was trying to go see it either by myself or get like at least one other person to come with me. And I told my girlfriend that I just genuinely, maybe I'm going to come off like an asshole right here, but it's just, she knows what I'm talking about. I genuinely didn't want to see it with her because I said that, like, I know that I am going to be an asshole because I'm going to want to sit there and like nitpick it and overanalyze it and discuss it afterwards. And I know that her energy wasn't going to match mine and that was going to make me get annoyed. And so like, as a gift to her, I'm like, I'll go see it again with you this weekend, but I need to see it tonight to get the like hype out of my system. And then I can watch it like a normal movie after that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah,
Totally get that.
Because it's like, because when Halloween Kills came out, I had to do the same thing. And I was like, because I did Halloween 2018 with all my friends who were just kind of like, whatever. And I would like the excitement and the hype was too much. And so I was being an asshole afterwards when people weren't like matching my energy. And then, so I'm just like, I have to get this out of my system and then I can be a normal guy when we go see it the next time. So I ended up going with Kaylee. because she was available Thursday night, and then our theater experience fucking rocked. Like, great crowd, no screaming children. We were not stressed out at the time. We had great seats. The sound was incredible. We saw it on a premium screen. And like the opening scene when she's like sitting on the bed. Can we spoil the movie?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Okay. So I'll be nice about it. But when they're on the bed and she's like facing away from her, like reading the pages of the book,
Doing
like
the
how the
Cheryl
girl in the
thing
first
from the
movie read
original.
the cards to her, you know?
Yeah.
It like immediately was like, okay, this is going to be like a freaky deaky movie. You know what I mean? And then when she rises up out of the water and the title comes with her, I'm like, we're into it. You know what I mean? And then I think like I just pretty much loved the movie from beginning to end. I loved Beth. I loved the mom. I loved all three kids, especially like the younger one, like you said, Chris. It's like the script asked a lot of these kids, and they were all able to reach the bar. I at no point was I like a kid wouldn't do that. A kid wouldn't act like that. You know, like it's just I don't know. I just fucking loved it beginning to end. I thought that the final boss, that new like deadite spider thing, was a really unique new creature that totally felt Evil Dead to me. Like I could see Ash fighting that kind of thing in the show or something. And I just like I also love that it's like the new ideas they introduced with the Necronomicon, where there being like three of them, and they all kind of do a different thing. And so this one, like each one has this trail of bloodshed behind it, and that like vinyl record deal that they had going, where that kind of replaces the cassette player from the original. I thought that was genius. I thought that you need a confined, claustrophobic space for an Evil Dead movie to work. And since we're done with the cabin, we're moving on from that. An apartment building, I think, really gets the job done. Like keeps the same like claustrophobic atmosphere, survival horror stuff, but it's just a new setting. You got the elevator, the parking garage, the hallway, all that kind of stuff. I know what Jordan's saying, how like you had the woods in the old one where you could go do stuff out there. And I agree with that. But I do think also he even said, like, when you watch it a second time, you notice how well they kept the pace going. There was never like a down point. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so then I saw it again with Bree, my girlfriend, that weekend after. Loved it even harder. We came home afterwards, and she was like, as we were driving home, just talking about it, and she loved it. I was talking about the 2013 one, and she was like really insistent that she had never seen it. And I'm like, I'm almost certain I would have showed you this movie, but I put it in, and we're watching it, and like the opening scene happens of that one, where he's like, I love you, baby, and like pours gasoline all over her and lights her on fire, and then he blows her fucking head off, and she's like, I have not seen this movie at all. Like, no, I don't remember any of this. So then she loved that one. But after watching Rise and then the 2013 one back to back like that, I can say without a shadow of a doubt that I like Rise better than 2013. Not to spoil my ranking, but then I saw it again with Tucker, a friend of mine, the dude who plays Sam Slicer on the show, because he hadn't seen John Wick 4, Evil Dead Rise, or we both had not seen Sisu. And we ended up doing a triple feature in one day, and we saw John Wick 4. And then, like, as John Wick 4 is like the credits roll, I'm like, we got to move ass to go get into the Evil Dead Rise theater, or else we're gonna miss it. So we rush in there as it's like starting, and then we watch all Evil Dead Rise. And like the minute it's over, we have to book it to the other theater to go see Sisu, and it was so much fun. And so I've seen it 3 times now. Yeah, it was so much fun. And after I'd seen it 3 times, I think I may even like it more than one of the original 3 movies.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Chris
Chris
is like
looks like he's gonna fucking kill me.
Which one though? The original?
Well, I can't spoil my ranking.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. The first one.
That's it. Oh fuck. That's my favorite.
That's your favorite?
Yeah, that's my favorite.
So now you hate me.
No, I don't hate you. That I just grew up with that one.
I may or may not know somebody that might agree with that statement.
Is it Jeremy, the guy that's
Is
Mr.
it Jeremy?
Mime?
I can't disclose that information unless
Jeremy,
the
are you
person wants to
serious,
come
bro?
forward.
Oh no, you did tell me who it was.
Oh, who is it? Jeremy's muted again.
Yeah, Mr. Mime is it's not Mr. Mime. Like he looks up at me like we're a Tamagotchi or something. Like
I literally, I love your perspective on all that. I have written in my notes love the three demon idea because you were talking about the three demons. So I just like quickly wrote it while I was watching this. I was like, love three demon idea because I thought it was interesting how they did that and also how they like incorporated like with the bank vault and he finds the book, but like I was so fearful it being the way it is now, like in 2023, that it was going to be like how this book got relayed would be like some bullshit like uh social media thing or something
Yeah, like a
stupid.
mass chain mill.
Oh,
kind
dude,
of
that would be
thing.
so
Yeah,
stupid.
that would
I
have
would
sucked,
fucking
dude.
hate that so
And
hard.
I love that Danny was like obsessed with the DJ stuff and how
Yeah.
he's like slowly doing the turntable thing. But you
Oh, it
have
was so
like the
cool.
huge speakers, but it's like raining down upon him, and you hear this and he. But it's almost like anybody who reads this book, they're like, oh, they're dumbasses. But like the way I take it is, anybody who opens this book is so like enamored by what's happened. It's almost like seeing a car crash because you're like, that's so brutal, but I want to keep looking at it
Well,
because I
dude, and
don't
it's
know why.
He tried to turn back.
He
Some
did
people
did.
didn't.
after a certain
because it
point.
was
He
like
did.
the
Scotty
dude in
didn't
the
in the first one. He's a dumb.
Yeah.
That's
Scotty was
true.
dumb.
the dude in 2013. I think Chris, we've talked
Yeah,
about
he's
this.
dumb. He's dumb.
Well, but he's dumb, but at the same time, I would be that fucking guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
Like
I'm
if I
the same.
find some fucking spooky shit, I'm gonna be like, "Oh, don't read it, okay, dummy," and then I'd be like, "Try me, bitch," and then I would read it, and then I would get brutalized. You know what I mean?
Dude,
Yeah.
that guy goes through hell in that movie. I'm just telling
He
you.
does.
He's a
I-
fucking stud.
I love
Yeah.
that character. Actually,
Yeah, that guy's
Like, he-
awesome.
I just think
He's-
they're enamored by it. It's a beautiful thing because I like
And-
it. It's cool. I like
Yeah.
it.
Well, and then Morgan, is it Morgan or Danny? It's
Danny.
Danny. Yeah. Danny in the newest one. I
saw
liked
Danny
that it was
trailer.
like he was like turning it and it created that like creepy sound effect with the record. And then you also hear Ash in that part. Did everybody else catch that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was
didn't
awesome.
The first time.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
The first time, to be honest. With you.
I did not catch it until the third time watching it because
it sounds
I
just like Bruce whenever you actually.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
But and I love that it like kind of in canon could be Ash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's super
really
cool.
interesting.
But no, so when you were saying like he tries to turn it off because you know that there'd be somebody who'd be like, "Oh, you fucking idiot! You should have turned it off," like as if they would have done differently. But it's like the minute that the dude on the record is like, "I will now recite the demon resurrection passages," and he's like,
"Nope,
no," and he's gonna like
Yeah,
try to take it
fuck
off, and it
this.
like shocks him and shit. And I
Yeah.
thought that was awesome.
Me too.
It was a really cool. It was a really cool turn of events with that. Like I like that character too. Like I noticed a
too.
lot with watching it. Like you said, you've seen it 3 times. I've seen it now 3 times, 2.5 technically, but I'm just going to go ahead and say 3 times. With each of the characters, and I was really trying to pay attention the most that I could this last viewing. Like all the kids, both of the sisters. Like I really believed that they were siblings.
Mhm.
And they had a really fantastic chemistry between all of them.
Yeah.
And one thing that I noticed, even with the kids, right down to what was her name, Cassie, the youngest daughter.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So
yes.
like they act so beautifully with their eyes. There's a lot of really
Yeah.
good shots where like, and that would have to be the hardest thing because we've done our fan series stuff, acting with your eyes. But I see so much pain in certain scenes, like she's going to be a mother. Oh, she is a divorced wife who is like. There's a lot of stuff with their eyes that they do, and especially
Yeah.
like Elle, like when she is a deadite, she does so much stuff, dude. That I mean, like I love how she acts. Like once she is a deadite, and prior to that, but like
She's probably one of the coolest and scariest deadites I've seen. Like if she's let's go, if you go movie by movie, Ellie versus any of the deadites from the original. I think that the only one that could maybe come close would
Mom versus
be
mom.
Cheryl.
Henrietta. and
Yeah.
Ellie.
Would be Cheryl, but even then, I think Ellie's better than Cheryl. I understand that we're nostalgic for Cheryl.
Mhm.
I think Cheryl's a total babe, but I think that Ellie's more. Evil Dead 2.
I like her look better than Ellie.
Okay, I get that. Yeah.
But I feel
agree.
like Ellie does more. I'll put it
Yeah.
that way.
In Evil Dead 2, though, I think the only comp would be Henrietta. which obviously that's like a standout Evil Dead character.
Yeah, and then Ed Getley looks phenomenal as a Deadeye, but he does nothing. Yeah, yeah. So I'll give it the edge on that.
And then I think
And, like,
Army of
Henrietta's
Darkness
just,
is a
like,
bunch of
sexy,
fucking
too.
talking skeletons.
Yeah,
So I
but
mean,
Evil
like,
Ash, dude. Evil Ash.
sure,
Evil
yeah.
Ash.
Evil
And
Ash.
Ted
Yeah.
Ted Raimi, Theodore.
Yeah, he
You
plays
got
like
it.
5 different roles.
You-
I love that.
Yeah.
You got-
And then in the 2013 one, you got Mia, and I've watched them both back to back. Ellie takes it in terms of scariest Deadite, human Deadite. You know what I mean? I'm not counting like Ellie Goss, you know, or some crazy fucking demon like that
He
they've
needs
had to
a-
fight. I'm talking just the humans that have turned into Deadites. I think Ellie would probably be the scariest.
He needs to update his picture. Elagos does.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Hey, you don't look anything like your photo, so you need to update that.
Yeah, you might want to update that. What about Bill?
Dude, Bill, fuck Bill. He's a punk. I could fucking beat up Bill.
How was she in the sack and then just
Yeah, he's a
Man, that was
fucking
so
doofus,
beautiful.
man. He's such a doofus.
He is.
He's like scary at first, and then Ash just fucking mops him. Like by the time
Really
that Bill
does.
is done, you never will take that fucker seriously ever again.
That's
I don't
true.
know how he's like in the video game. So
He's pretty cool in the video game, man. We need to
He
play that
is.
sometime.
yeah, we
We
do.
gotta play it.
That'll be good.
Playing that.
Be really fun.
I was gonna say something about Army of Darkness. No, it was Ted Raimi. How, and I know I'm kind of derailing it. It's supposed to be about Evil Dead.
It's all
Rise,
Evil
but
Dead, man. Just go for it.
I love the fact that in one scene, he's like, "They're gonna take our souls. They're gonna die." And then,
I don't want to
after-
die.
Yeah, and after the after Ash's speech, I'm still running. He's like,
Yeah.
he's not the one. He's the one that's like, you can count on my steel. It's a different character too, I think. But
Yeah.
I'm like, dude. And then he dies 5 times in the movie. Then he's at the end.
That's
Ted
so
Raimi.
awesome, man.
Ted Raimi. He needs to
Who's
be
your
added to the
favorite
list.
Deadite in Army of Darkness that's not Evil Ash?
I don't know, man. You've got I like the witch.
Yeah, I like the witch too. That's what I was about to say.
The she bitch.
never obtain the Necronomicon.
I'm trying to think. Sheila's okay. I like her as a Deadeye. I mean,
You found her beautiful once.
honey, you got real ugly. There's so many good ones. I like the skeletons, but maybe the witch, maybe or the the pit.
The
What they
pit
call her,
bitch.
the pit bitch.
Yeah.
One of those two. But man, Evil Ash can't beat him.
Who
yeah.
rules?
You, my lord. I love. He's like, and Sally.
Yeah.
I love that. And then when they break into the castle, he's like, "Ah!" I love that.
Yeah. I love when Evil Ash. We'll get back to Evil Dead Rise, but I gotta say this part. My favorite fucking part of the entire Army of Darkness, everything, maybe the whole series, is when and this is obviously me being hyperbolic, but when Evil Ash is like, "I will command every worthless son of a bitch who ever died in battle," and he walks up to that skeleton that's just like digging, like he's just doing his job, and he smacks him, and he's like, "Thank you, sir." I always thought that part was fucking hilarious.
Love that.
Dude, and I got to see Evil Dead Rise 3 times, and then like a couple days later, no, JB's movie den, unfortunately we cannot. I'm sorry. What's it called? I got to see Evil Dead Rise 3 times, and then a couple days later meet Bruce Campbell, and I didn't ask him
Oh,
a single
fuck yeah.
fucking thing about the goddamn movie because I was so like overwhelmed. But we got to watch Army of Darkness with Bruce Campbell, and it was like the crowd. It was just like that movie fucking flies by. Like it's so fun. You know what I mean? It's just non-fucking
yeah.
stop. I don't know.
Yeah, to me, like there's almost not a dull moment in that movie. There's all
And
kinds of
really,
content.
any Evil
Yeah.
Dead movie to me, like
That's
it's-
true.
Yeah.
I noticed that with Evil Dead too, man. There's like a section of that movie. It's like right at the middle. There is like so many scenes for me that I just fucking adore. Like they're
Yeah.
iconic scenes, and I feel that way with a lot of the franchise, especially Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness.
I agree.
Evil Dead 2, I mean, is it even a spoiler to say that that's my favorite? That's like the fucking ultimate anything. Like it's just, I don't know. It's one of my favorite movies ever. It's like Jaws, Scarface, Evil Dead 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love Evil Dead too. My biggest fear, like my
That's understandable.
my girlfriend when we watched Evil Dead Rise, that was
Mhm.
her first like outing with an Evil Dead film. She
Evil Dead
completely
Rise?
yeah. So I showed her that, and she's like, "I really, really like this." And I was like, "Okay." So this is not really a spoiler, but check out my channel. Probably by Monday, we're going to do what I call is like a horror madness video where we're going to watch all the Evil Dead movies. And that's going to be her first time watching each and every Evil Dead movie leading
Okay.
up to Evil Dead Rise. But she's like, I'm really excited to do this. She's making a. It's also a spoiler for anybody who's going to watch it, but she's making a Necronomicon like Book of the Dead brownie cake because she bakes. So she's baking a cake and she's going to make earrings and stuff, and she's super excited for it. And I was like, I'm afraid. And she's like, why are you afraid? I was like, because you're going to see the original movie and it's going to be kind of sort of like on the same par as Rise in terms of like, it's going to be eerie. You're going
Mhm.
to see it as eerie, but then you're going to see Evil Dead 2 and it's going to take a little bit of a tonal shift. And then when you go into Army of Darkness, it's going to be a little different. So, and then you get back into 2013. I was like, it shipped. There's not a bad movie, but I'm afraid she's going to be like, fuck Evil Dead 2 or fuck Army of Darkness because I don't like that. So I'm like, I really wish I would have showed you these in a different order and not started
start
you
with
with Evil.
Dude, and
Yeah.
why is it for anyone? I think I don't know about Jeremy's relationship status, but why is it? I wish I could find a way to explain why it's so important for guys for their girlfriends to like Evil Dead, specifically Evil Dead. I could
It's
show
important.
Bree any fucking Friday the 13th or whatever, and if she was just like, nah, whatever, I'm just like, dumbass. But I wouldn't be like, no, like it would just like. But Evil Dead,
Yeah.
it's like,
Just
I've
married
I
you
been
to
ended
with
the
my
girls
heart.
marriage
before.
over this.
Yeah,
He did. I was there.
That's awesome. But they
Respect.
fucking I've been with girls before that told me they didn't like it, and it legitimately kind of like stung.
Yeah,
And I was like,
Yeah.
man,
your heart
is
open.
this like gonna work out even because they don't like Evil Dead? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're like, well, I'm kind of questioning like
Yeah.
my feelings. Yeah, I get
Not
like
good enough for Bruce. Not good enough for me. Sorry.
I'm hoping that that's going to be a video that we film over the course of the weekend, and we're going to watch it. And that's a series she's never watched. Also, Phantasm was a big one that I want to do one day with her because she's never seen a Phantasm movie.
Dude, I'm
And
deathly fucking terrified to show my girlfriend Phantasm.
oh,
Because that's
yeah,
it's like I know I said the thing about Evil Dead, but Phantasm is kind of like that also. Like it's
same,
very
yeah.
sacred. Yeah, and it's like
Me and Beth have to continue watching that one, so fingers crossed.
yeah,
Fingers-
fingers crossed.
yeah.
I'm rooting for you, man, because it's like I'm very protective over this thing, and it's like a sacred movie.
I don't want to bury another body.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want to bury another because it's like I mean like if they didn't get down with Phantasm fucking 4,
What can
okay, but if I show you Phantasm 1 and 2 and you're just kind of like meh, I'm like, is this gonna work out? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Man. Phantasm 4 has that scene like
It does. Phantasm 4 has some
where
good
they
moments.
had those like scenes from the original that were cut. Like you're killing the world that I really like.
Dude,
do too.
I'm not gonna say a cross word about any Phantasm movie, even the 5th one. The 5th one has that badass part where Reggie's like, he finds the dude that took his fucking car.
Yeah, that was probably
And
the best
he's
part
like,
to
I
me.
used to have a Cuda just like this one. It was an 88 or whatever. And he's like, except I had a gun in the glove compartment. And he like pulls the fucking center console open and there's no gun. He's like, oh, that's weird. And then he kicks the dash and that gun comes out and he like puts it to the dude's mouth. And he's like, oh, that's right. It was in the glove compartment. Now get the fuck out of my car. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. That scene could have been released as like a short film. You know what I
That's
mean?
all you need.
And that would be all you need. I'm set. The rest of the movie, mid, sure, but that part was like Reggie, dude. Reggie in that fucking car. You know what I mean?
Okay, Reggie's a badass.
Yes.
Also, we can all agree that Ashley J. Williams is a badass. But we're talking about Evil Dead Rise. But okay, you take Freddy out of A Nightmare on Elm Street. You
Yes.
take Jason out of Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
First one, you know. And you take Ash out of Evil Dead. Obviously, Bruce, iconic. But
Yeah.
I feel like the concept is so universal and so unique and fun that you can have a movie like Evil Dead Rise and like the 2013 one and not have him in it it can still be
Mhm.
a fun and enjoyable
Yes.
movie. You can't do that
Absolutely.
with a lot of series. You can't take
No.
your main character out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, Scream did it with Sydney, so
Sure.
there's that.
And
It's
to
true.
mixed results, sure.
Yeah.
Well, and Chris, you and I have talked about this before, where it's like we love Bruce Campbell and we love Ash Williams, like him as that character, so much that it's painful to say, but we also love Evil Dead, like as a
Yeah.
thing.
Mhm.
And I want Evil Dead to be able to continue. And I know that it can't if we strap it to Bruce Campbell and say when he's gone, it's gone. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And it's like Bruce, he has
Right.
given us 3
Yeah.
fucking perfect goddamn movies, like flawless fucking movies, all with unique different tones and style and everything. He's given us 3 seasons of television that do the same shit, okay? And he's given us
Video games.
comic books, video games with the voice, action figures. Like if he says he's done, then he's done, and I'll let him fucking rest. You know what I mean? I think that the ending that he got in Ash versus Evil Dead is satisfying enough that if he keeled over dead right now, one, I'd be heartbroken, but I would be satisfied knowing that the Ash Williams character got the ending that I think the character deserved. You know what I mean?
I agree completely. But
I know that people say like, "Oh, but it
There's
was a
some that are,
cliffhanger."
like fighting evil
Yeah.
still.
Yeah, but it's like, no, but
Sure.
dude, every single Evil Dead movie ends on a
ends
cliffhanger.
Yep.
And they're always
true.
cliffhangers that they had no intention of following up on. Like
Mhm.
these ridiculous cliffhangers. And that's how
It's
the
true.
fucking show ends, with him like in Mad Max universe or whatever. After just defeating like the fucking
I mean-
like Cthulhu version of Evil Dead. You know what I mean? Like he
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and see the thing with Ash versus Evil Dead is like the very first episode, that old lady, when she shows up in his thing, she's like, "Your time comes once again. It's time to test the metal of man."
Man.
You know, that last episode of the whole show is called "The Metal of Man." And Pablo, he says like, "This is it, Jefe. Like this is the final test. This is the thing that all of it has been leading to." When they said from the very fucking second movie that the Necronomicon foretells of a chosen one, this is what they were talking about, and Ash does it. So that's all you need to know. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That he was the chosen one. You know?
It kind of ends it there. However, the movie's doing really good. I mean, I think at this point, Evil Dead doesn't need Ash.
Yeah.
But man, if they say, "Hey, Bruce, they made so much money. Let's bring Mia, Beth, and you together."
Dude,
Oh,
I'll
shit.
fucking be
Down
so
for that.
into it, dude.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that.
Yep,
'Cause
I'd be
I
down.
was that
Like
would be,
the
'cause-
style.
All heard more style.
Style, yeah, I heard style.
that's-
Jeremy,
I was trying to.
I
I was
agree with whatever it was that you
trying
were
to say
saying.
style, like get like all of the directors.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, I see
that
what you're
would be
saying.
epic. That would be cool.
That would
So
be-
with Beth, okay, Beth or Mia? That's what I want to know, because we're all gonna pick Ash. But are you Beth or Mia?
If you, I would say Mia for right now. I feel like Mia's went through a little bit more than Beth.
I could-
Ash in Evil
yeah,
Dead
okay,
1,
sure.
In Evil Dead 1, he wasn't what he was in Evil Dead 2. Give me
Right.
another Beth movie.
Exactly. That's what I had written in my notes. Like, I actually literally had written in my notes Beth or Mia, because I was like, if we're getting a sequel to this, then there's so much potential for Beth, because I really loved her acting, but you can't have a hero from like the get go. So her
It has to be a
like
journey. It has to be a process.
her
Heroes are
heroic
made.
acts, could improve, but we also felt this way about Mia,
No.
and we're not getting that anymore. So then I
I
started
agree
thinking,
with you,
like,
Jordan. Yeah. Like,
so
I,
it sucks. Like,
I love Mia like a
I
lot.
love Mia too.
and I wanted to see her again. What the fuck is Jane Levy doing that she wasn't available for a cameo, or I don't know.
I don't know.
And it's like if we get another Evil Dead movie, because like Chris said, this one is doing very well. If we get another Evil Dead movie and it's just some other fucking thing, like there's just no connectivity, I am going to be kind of disappointed with that, because I want to see the same characters. You know, you could have Pablo and Kelly show up, sure, but I want to see Beth. I want to see Mia. You know,
Exactly. I would love to see
Yeah.
both of them pair up in some way. Like that would be, even if Ash, I love Ash, but even if he doesn't appear, if Ash is not there, to see them somehow like intertwined together would be a beautiful thing, because obviously by the ending of the film, we know, which when I watched the movie the first time, obviously was caught off guard a little bit by the ending of it being like that was the evil that was transferred over, and that's what we got in the beginning. Now
Mhm.
watching it, like I love that. I love the scalping scene. I love how she's reading like the novel and the Deadites quoting it with its back turned. Like to her, like that's great. But like obviously the evil's not going anywhere. That's what we end the film with knowing it's going to be around.
I have a
So,
theory that's really, really nerdy, and I want you guys to tell me if you think there's any weight to it at all. Okay?
okay.
So the movie's called Evil Dead Rise, correct?
Yes,
Yes.
that's factually correct.
That is objectively correct.
Yes.
So Ash, at the end of Ash versus Evil Dead, he defeats the Cthulhu thing, and then he goes into a coma, and he wakes up who knows how long later, but we know that the Earth is like a desert wasteland, and that the Deadites have basically like fucked everything up. Okay? And then or that the Dark Ones have, or whatever. We don't know what the timeline is between Evil Dead Rise to the show, like where they take place necessarily, like what comes before what. And if Evil Dead Rise takes place in the same universe as the show, you'd think that people would remember the whole giant monster thing, unless there was like a mass spell that made people forget that stuff. But would it be that Ash is in the coma and Evil Dead Rise is the beginning of the Deadite takeover? Like the ending of the movie, that lady gets possessed, and then she shows up and she kills those two people, and she rises out of the water. What happens right
Ooh.
after that? That's just
That
an
would be
active
cool.
Deadite. Is that the start of the spread? Because when they were talking of on the record, the priest, he says like the possession spread through my brothers with no rhyme or reason. Which is how
Exactly.
like when I went and seen it with Kaylee, she was like, I just don't understand how like some people get possessed and some people don't. Like she sticks herself with the needle, then cuts the one girl and she gets possessed, but then Beth gets like all kinds of fucked up and she doesn't
the
get
shard
possessed.
to the hand and stuff like with
The
the blood.
shard and like
Yeah.
her digging her fingers into her womb, which could maybe
Yeah.
produce Deadite baby in the sequel.
That's possible.
She could birth
With-
the evil.
Ooh. They could, and then it could be titled Evil Dead Descend.
Evil Dead Reborn.
Reborn would be cool.
Evil
Man,
Dead.
there's Evil Dead Rocks. That's what it could be called. Evil Dead.
Evil Dead
Plan
Born would be a good
Plan B.
title. Evil Dead Baby. Oh, because baby. Like,
Evil
give me
Dead-
some sugar, baby.
Evil Dead
Dead
Fetus.
baby,
Give me
but it's
some-
also a baby. It's like Rosemary's
You're a funny
Baby.
guy.
Dude, and I'm fucking hilarious, dude.
I have to take a quick bathroom break.
Oh, motherfucker. Hold
I
it.
have to. I
Really, dude,
cannot.
live, man.
Yeah.
I do. I have
This
to.
is-
I'm sorry.
This is
Okay.
wildly unprofessional.
I know. I'm sorry. I'll be right back, guys.
Maybe while you're gone, Jeremy can, like,
Unmute.
produce muse noise. I feel bad. I see him there talking and I can't help him. You know what I mean? He's just like he's trapped in his own dimension where only he can hear himself. But we can see him. We can perceive his
his words, his actions, his thoughts.
not his words. You know, we can perceive his actions.
But I can feel like I can feel it. I can feel it.
I don't want to say anything too crazy about Evil Dead because Jordan will miss out. And Jeremy will hear me, but Jeremy can't really give his insight, so to speak. I know, dude. Whatever
I
it is
feel
that
you.
you said, I feel it. Maybe we should bring in like a professional lip reader, and they can translate what Jeremy's saying.
He needs to hire one, and they need to like write it on a whiteboard as he's like speaking. You know what I mean? Just like throw it up.
Are you grabbing a movie from back there? What is it? A bookmark? Maybe he's trying to signal something to us.
About a book.
Notepad. He's gonna write down what he wants to say. I'm riveted. Jorgen.
Had to do that where Jordan's gone. Somebody called him Jorgen once. It's funny. Never let him live it down. Well, we got this downtime, man. Do you have the game? That's what you said.
I do not have the game, no.
Oh, do you have a place?
Jordan is gay? I didn't know that.
Oh my god. How can you do this when he's gone?
No, I do not have the Evil Dead game.
You gotta
I
get
need
it.
to get it, but I don't. The thing is, like, I don't play enough video games to justify paying for the online service.
We will
You know?
play an ungodly amount if you get it. It'll be
You
worth
play
the
an
money.
ungodly amount?
Me and Jeremy do. We play almost every other day, if not every day, for
Okay.
like a few hours, like 2 or 3 hours. You know, on good days. Some days
Does
it may just be
Jeremy?
like
Didn't
an hour or
Jeremy
two.
move to?
Yeah, he moved.
Is he in Ohio now?
He is. Yep. Currently.
So I have some friends in Ohio who are big Evil Dead
Evil Dead
fans.
fans.
Yeah,
Oh, you
that are
get a
also
fourth person?
filmmakers. Yeah.
Is that what you're going with?
What?
Was that what you was going with? Getting
With
another
what?
person in there to play with us?
Oh, get another person? Oh, we totally could. Honestly, I could shoot the dude a
Yeah,
message.
If they got it, you know, get another Evil Dead fan in there.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of fun. You was talking about Bill earlier in the game. He's pretty wild. I like going against him, and Henrietta will like grab you and force you into her tits, and like she does this little fart attack, belly bounce attack. It's so fun.
Granny.
Yeah, it's so cool. So cool. I think you'd enjoy it.
I probably would. I'd probably have a fucking blast. But I just I gotta pay for the online service. Is the one hold up for me.
I
You
know,
know.
I hate that about gaming these days. I want to get into a private match and play Evil Ash. He's so fucking cool when you go against him, man. He's like a brute in that game. He, like,
If
pulls
I,
stuff like Vader. It's so
If
cool.
there was like more single player content, so that it wasn't like I was just buying it so I could solely play
online.
it with you guys, I would be way more on top of it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I get that. I don't know if it's still on sale now, but like you get all kinds of like DLC with the game of no, it's called Who's Your Daddy edition, I think, of the game.
Yeah.
And you get all the DLC and everything. Like I think that's the one to get. Yep. There's like 8 missions. I don't know if they're gonna add any more. They better add more. Don't want to be one mad person. Need more content.
I wish that when they did it, because they said like when they announced the game, they were like, "Oh, it's going to be like an immersive Evil Dead video game experience," and I was hoping that meant they were going to do like a horror survival, like Resident Evil, type game
yeah.
with Evil Dead as the setting. I don't know why they haven't done that yet. When I
need
saw
to.
Bruce, the question that I asked him was, I know that you've retired playing the character, but you have not retired playing the voice. So what are the odds of us getting a animated Freddy versus Jason versus Ash movie with you and Robert Englund voicing your respective characters? And since he's a smartass, I figured that his natural response would have been, well, who's going to voice Jason? But he didn't say any of that. He basically gave me the straight up answer where he was like, the odds are next to 0. He's like, he didn't say 0, but he said next to 0. And because he's answered this question a number of times, like why hasn't Freddy versus Jason versus Ash happened? And he did give me a longer answer than I've seen him give other people. Because he basically said like, you are like, they asked to do that back in the day. And we said we would do it if Ash got to kill both the characters. And they said, no, you wouldn't have any sort of like, creative control over Freddy and Jason, like they're intellectual properties of New Line, and you'd basically have to be lending us the Ash character for us to use in the movie. But they only want to do it if basically Freddy and Jason are the intellectual property of them. So he said before, like why isn't Ash in Mortal Kombat? He's like, they should have to come over to us. Which I don't know if I necessarily agree with, but I like that he takes the character seriously and that he's protective of the character like that. So it was literally just a creative issue where they were like, no, we're not going to do it because we want to have creative control. And I think that's what makes Evil Dead, the standard of quality that Evil Dead has is upheld because of that. Because he's like, we're not going to just put Ash in whatever, you know. So he said, like, if you're splitting the profit 3 different ways between the owners of Freddy, the owners of Jason, and now the owners of Ash, it just wouldn't make sense to do that movie, basically. But he didn't shoot it down as like this would be a stupid idea. It's just that like he would only do it if they had the rights to the other characters. So if they were to put like Jason or Freddy in the Evil Dead game, I think that would give the Evil Dead game a lot more legs. But what they really need to start putting their energy into doing is unifying Freddy, Jason, Ash, Michael, Leatherface, all that stuff. Put it all into one game, like a Terrordrome game, but
Yeah,
like
that'd be
an
amazing.
actual big budget one. I would fucking come so fucking hard for that kind of thing.
You'd what so hard?
I would come. I would jizz out of my penis.
Semen.
Semen, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not getting through to me. I don't know.
He would like explode like the purple-headed yogurt slinger. Like, just
I've never
Just
heard
do
of
that.
that thing.
Yeah, like is that like a real thing? Or?
that's my
Can we
thing.
stop talking about my relative, please?
I apologize.
Sorry, I had to
didn't mean
take a
talk you
bathroom
like
break.
Grimace.
Had to pee. If I've watched a YouTube channel long enough, it's been we watched a movie, and when they drink beer, like I drink beer, they pee. a
Dude,
lot.
I'm drinking too, but you don't see me run into the bathroom like some little girl. This is hard Mountain Dew.
Oh, nice.
So you're
I've
literally getting all
drank.
jacked up on Mountain Dew.
How many of you drank of those hard Mountain Dew since we've been
Huh?
streaming? Is that
How
your
long?
first one since we've been streaming?
Yeah, I guess there's that. You have that on me.
Yeah, I've drank 3 of these, so they kind of run through me a little bit.
I have drank a lot more beer in the last few months than I have in my entire life. I've recently gained a taste for it, and I do like it. But I'm like very picky about it. I had a Easy Eddie for the first time when I went and saw Bruce, which is an APA, I'm pretty sure, and it was a craft beer, and it tasted like grass that was like liquefied.
Ew.
Oh shit, I've never had that.
It was a unique experience, and I just drank it because I wasn't about to insult Bruce Campbell by saying that the beer they were serving at his event was not good. You know what I mean?
As any man would.
Yeah. I was just like,
So, like, you know what a cow tastes when she's on cubs.
Yeah.
but no, I'm more of like, I like Busch Light. I'm from Iowa. That's like the beer
Oh,
here.
I like
Yeah.
Busch Light.
Okay.
This is natural light.
Chris
but
is
it's
like,
just
this
really
isn't about
cheap.
beer. It's about Evil
Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah. Come on, guys.
Sorry.
Gold in here.
I have a couple more
Evil
points
Dead
to
chug.
make whenever you get done.
Oh, no, I was going to ask you guys. You can go ahead and do your points real quick because it's kind of like a.
His points
final.
about beer?
No, I mean like Evil Dead
Oh.
Rise.
He's like, I've got a couple more points I'd like to make.
So this
Little
beer is not the
frothy.
finest of hops.
Little frothy
But,
amount.
so
It tenderly floats down your throat hole.
a couple nods floats down your throat hole. Couple nods to like horror franchises and horror movies in here. Like
Quick question.
y'all pick
Jordan.
it. Okay.
All right. I was kind of doing that to test if you guys could hear me, but
We
also,
I can't
How
hear
was your
you. How was my day?
yeah.
Oh, it's good now. It was shit at work, but
I've had a pretty good day. I hate to be the guy that says that, but my day's been pretty good.
Not bad. I had a bad day.
Well,
My
I
day
wasn't
was
mauled by a
neato.
tiger, so
All right, Jordan. What the fuck were you about to say before you were interrupted by
Okay.
this asshole
hey,
asking if you had
Mr.
a
Mime
good
needed
day?
to know if he was being
So-
seen and heard.
so there's a couple. Did you guys catch on to the Nightmare on Elm Street reference?
Of
The,
course. There aren't
okay.
any bad ones. I
There
love
aren't any
that.
bad ones.
Yeah.
I love that as well.
Or
Also,
there aren't any shitty ones, I think is what he says.
Yeah, there
It's
aren't
like
any
we're
shitty
watching
ones.
all the Freddy movies, yeah.
A nod to The Shining with
Yeah,
the
the
elevator
elevator.
scene.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I really
Yeah,
loved
yeah.
that. I really like the
That was, like,
cinematography
on the
in this too.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't a lot to be captured, but what they did capture, they captured a lot of the records really nice. They captured a lot like in-house what they had within their apartment. Like I felt like they handled the shots and they were really seamless as they went along. That there was nothing really too jarring. Um, I love the cinematography. I loved. I really liked the. It wasn't really a score. It really wasn't a soundtrack as much as it was a score. There was some things going on with what they did with the audio that I appreciated.
It
Just
really
like
had a very like epic, like almost like religious score. You know what I
it
mean?
did. It was different, and I think it worked. It
Yeah.
worked really good. Really eerie, and we've talked about the mother. Losing my voice. Too many cocks sucked.
It's funny
So
because he
Like,
said
where's
he was
mine?
sucking cock.
So I really love the scene with the mother when she's in the bathtub and she raises up. Like a lot of that stuff with the mom. Yeah, dude, it was like made my skin crawl. That like, mommy's with the maggots. Like that whole scene was fucking wild. And also when
Mhm.
the chick's eating the glass, bro.
Dude,
I don't like that. That
that
freaks me
fucking
out.
kitchen scene was probably the creepiest scene in the movie. You know,
Yeah, it was rough. It was
when
rough. I don't like
she
seeing
comes in
that.
that kitchen and she's like hunched up on the counter and her head's like this, you know,
Yeah.
and then it's when she turns around to talk to her. I think she says something like, "I got to kill all the creepy crawlies inside my tummy," or something like that. Deadites have this way of saying something childish, but also really fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like and then but the way that it leads into it, it's like, I don't like having things inside
Do
my
you?
tummy, and then it's
Yeah.
like because of the baby
Yeah.
thing, and
Yeah.
I'm like, Deadites will go for your balls, you know what I mean,
Um,
right off the
Yeah.
bat.
I will say a fun fact. Whenever she was up on the kitchen counter there, my theater was just laughing like little kids.
Really? That's
Damn,
sucks,
dude,
I,
man.
I,
dude,
I
fuck
didn't really,
the
I
theater.
didn't really think it was that funny. I thought it was more creepy. I mean,
It was
I
creepy.
guess like
Yeah.
out of context, it's funny. But when you've been screaming the whole time, every time you see their face, I was like, "Come on, man, you're kind of confusing me. Are you scared or are you laughing?" Pick one.
My theater was like really freaked out, so
Really?
I hate that you had that ruined for you because my
That
theater was a
sucks.
great all three. I saw the movie 3 fucking times, and all three theaters were like,
I just need to go to a
gold.
different theater, man. That's it. That's all you do. You
Yeah,
need a better theater. You need ushers there.
So,
you need ushers. Yeah.
Usher in 2001.
Yeah,
Fucking
Usher. I like the way you
gonna
said
burn
that.
for me to say this.
Usher's awesome.
Have you? I've had some really fucking negative theater experiences before. When I want the most recent one I had was when I went and saw Scream 6.
Mhm.
The people sitting like right next to me, like all the seats were sold out, so I had to sit next to a stranger. So you're shoulder to shoulder with somebody you don't know, and it
Yeah.
was him and his girlfriend, or they were on a date or whatever, and they both smelt bad, and they both
Mm.
like whenever Ghostface would show up, they would like cheer kind of, and then when like the music had kicked in, the girl was like singing to it, like she knew the song beforehand, like the Demi Lovato song or something that was playing at the beginning and the ending.
Oh God.
And I was just like, they were just like annoying the fuck out of me. Like I wanted to become Ghostface, you know, and then kill them.
Did you murder these people after the cinema experience, Devin?
I did not. And it was weird because like I thought we were gonna have a good
Same.
time because I sat down and they had these like custom not custom, they had these Ghostface like posters. And I was like, "Oh, where'd you guys get those?" And like, "Oh, they're up at the front lobby or whatever." And they're like friendly. So I'm like, okay, like I like if I'm sitting next to a stranger, I like to know that they're not like a weirdo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That I can say something or we can laugh a second and it won't be like a tense experience where it's like I don't know you and you don't know me and we're gonna keep it that way. You know what I mean? But these people just smelt bad and were annoying. You know?
Not a good combo.
No.
Not a good combo. at
If you
all.
smell bad, you could be the nicest motherfucker on earth. I don't like you. I'm serious. I have a fucking low threshold for people that smell bad. If you're fucking homeless, sure, but if you like live in a house with running water, I don't fucking care. It's my one thing. Let me have it. I don't like you if you smell bad. I am
That'd be
very
very-
fucking strict on my hygiene. So
Right, but like, if you're homeless, why would you be like going to the theater?
that's what I mean.
So
That's
they
what I'm
have
like.
no
Okay, if you're in
excuse,
this
yeah.
theater,
Dumpster
there's no reason to
popcorn.
smell bad. You know what I mean?
Dumpster
So,
popcorn.
Pretzels.
Yeah, but like,
so
how do you get in there?
nachos,
See his dude.
They
graveyard.
let the homeless people
Checks
come
in
in
the
and like
mail.
clean the floor afterward, like they get all like the popcorn that's been stepped on and they like put
Jesus
it in their pockets
Christ.
for later.
Jesus,
That's
bro.
kind of nice, but also like medieval too. Like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like fucked up if that
Yeah.
was the case.
Yeah.
You can come in and
I
eat the
would-
food off the floor. You know, like
and you got to pick it up too. Clean the theater. And
No,
let you eat like a dog.
you missed a dab of
Give me a
butter
broom and a
there.
dustpan at
You
least.
fucking.
Nah, employees only.
Man, come on, dude. I'm getting all this canceled.
Okay. It's. I have a couple things that I want you to go first, Chris, because I'm not trying to take over the stream, but there's something else I want to mention. Whenever it's
Go right ahead.
possible.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
he's busy drinking that strawberries and cream.
Yeah.
Oh. So toward the end of the movie, dude, like literally at the end of the movie, I heard, and I caught it on the first time, but I was super fucking drunk, and then I watched it the second time and I passed out drunk, and then I watched it again, and so I caught it like really sober this time, and
Oh, he
He's
wasn't
like, I'm gonna
drunk this
try a
time.
novel idea. I'm
So-
not gonna drink this time that I watch it, so I can
So-
catch the fucking scene.
when she
God.
fucking
He's
when she has
Irish.
a-
What do you expect?
when she has the chainsaw and she's like and she says, "Come get some." Okay.
Yeah.
Was that like a cool little like reference line, or do you feel like that was forced in there? But with
I
her
thought it was
character the way
cool,
that it was.
You know? Yeah.
I kind of liked it, like obviously it's like a callback, but then she trips right afterwards, which I thought was
She
pretty
does trip.
funny.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
pretty funny.
It's like, you know, you
I
have,
heard
like,
some
your
people bitching
badass
about the
one-liner, and then,
inclusion
like,
of
you
the
can-
shotgun and the chainsaw, and I was like, okay, but if they weren't in there, you'd bitch that they weren't in there. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Like, there's no.
It's
It's
winning
an Evil
with that.
Dead movie. Shotgun, chainsaw. It's got to be in there. You know?
Like the chainsaw even had like the deltas, like, you know, yellow color to it. Like,
Yellow
so.
coloring.
I never noticed that.
I didn't either until you just mentioned it, Jeremy. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, that was their way of like showing some love to the delta.
That's awesome,
Cool.
dude. I love how
I
she
love that.
picks the chainsaw back up too. Like she drops it and then they start to walk like a little bit. And
Dude,
then
I'd be
she
so
looks back
paranoid
and
too.
takes the chainsaw.
I would take everything I could.
Oh,
Fuck yeah.
One thing I was wanting to add real quick is you guys were talking way earlier about the book and how it, created the creature and stuff like that. I like how these, the book from the 2013 created the abomination, how he takes,
Mhm.
what is it, like 6 souls or 4, I don't know how many souls.
Was it
then,
7 or what? How was it? Okay.
5? Okay.
Yes,
So, he takes the souls.
He just watched it.
The-
He
the-
knows.
The
Yeah.
blood rain just starts fucking coming down, the abomination. I love that. And
Yeah.
I like the one
Mhm.
in Evil Dead Rise, but tactically, they probably should have just stayed separated. I know, like, it's the ending battle, but I'm just saying, tactically speaking, they could have covered more ground.
Well, no. Think about it, Chris.
Okay.
She had dismembered every single person in that hallway was missing some kind of appendage. And remember, the number one way that you stop deadites is bodily dismemberment.
Mhm.
So it's like, what happens when you have a bunch of deadites that are all missing like 1 or 2 limbs but can still kind of move? Megazord. Human Megazord.
Power.
Yeah.
That is a good point.
Also,
Yeah.
also,
Her
Chris,
And also,
Yeah.
it's
Um,
scary. Oh, yeah, the thing.
The thing.
The thing.
2 kids
like
could
a
have just
deadite.
could easily got them right there at the car. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
but
the
she would've
Deadite's always
just-
going to try to f with your mind. Like it's going to have fun
It's
trying
true.
to kill you. It's not going to be tactical.
Yeah.
Never.
All
is.
right.
What I
That's
liked
true.
about that creature was that, like, when it was walking around the side of the car, like, it's not using its hands. It's like the arms are like this, you know? Like, it's like to the Deadite, the arm
Kinda
is
like a
now just,
centipede. Or not
it's like a
centipede.
limb. It's not
Oh,
even
okay.
using the hand, really.
Hmm.
And then you could also hear, like, everyone, like all these different people's breath in unison. Like, it was this organism
orgy.
that was, like,
Yes.
all of them breathing at the same time. You know,
All
I
I'm
thought it was
saying-
very unsettling.
All I'm saying is you can juke that thing out. That thing was slower than Christmas. Okay.
You could.
That's all I'm
Yeah. I had that.
I'm
Intimidation
not
written
denying
level,
it,
though.
but
I like
a demon
level,
is
pretty good.
chaos.
Intimidation level, yeah. Which I mean, that's what the Deadites all are all
You
about.
can
Is
say that about
intimidation.
Henrietta too. She's
Yeah.
not very mobile.
True.
She's
She's not very mobile.
chunk.
That,
She's chunk.
Do
that
you
was a
think
total
that
preference.
I love how she
any
had like
the
snake
4 of us
stuff.
versus Henrietta though, who's winning?
Oh, I'm dead.
The 4 of us versus Henrietta.
Like
What kind of
it'd be
space
my
am I
luck
in?
she would sit on my face and kill me.
Oh, Oh, wow. Give you
What
pink
if I
eye?
wanted? What if I wanted her to do that to me?
Dude,
Uh,
we
no,
went,
I mean, I
she's sitting on
kind
his
of low
face
key
for-
want it too, but I'm just saying that thing is so big. Like, there's no room for
Go
oxygen.
Loki. You went
There
low
are
key,
other
bro.
Deadites I would much rather be killed by. You know what I mean?
Who?
She got like flabby ass tits and shit. I don't know. I mean, like, how
Stop it,
many?
You're making me think of it, and I'm getting.
How much yardage do I have? Is there clean air?
We're
Am I
in the cellar from Evil Dead. Like, we go down there, door shuts, Henrietta comes up, game on. 4 of us versus her.
Am I weaponless?
Do
or
we have like any?
am
You've
I
got
around
whatever's
weapons?
down
We
there.
are the
Yeah.
weapon. We are the
Oh.
weapon.
Yeah. We are the
We're-
If I
weapon.
could
Yeah,
take,
we are the
if I
weapon.
could take
Like they do,
anything with
man.
me, I'm
Get on
taking
a
an
shark.
RPG.
Oh.
I'm taking us both out.
You can't take anything with you. It's you as you are right now.
you're in the cellar.
I can take my ring light.
Yeah, is it?
Take my ring light.
No, Jordan,
There's
take my remote.
Dude, I don't even have a fucking ring light. That's probably why I look like shit.
I got
I
mine.
can turn on
can't
my
grab it.
lamp.
Oh, I'm not even
I don't
using
know.
mine. I just
I
got like 50 lamps in here because this was built in the 70s and this apartment doesn't have overhead
I
lights.
think.
Looks better
I think
with
we're.
it off.
I think we're. I think we're. Put it back on. Yes, take it off. Take it off. Put it back on.
Let me blow
Uh,
out this candle real quick.
Japan.
I think we're dead. Probably all of us.
Whew, I
Yeah. I don't know though.
thought- Ooh.
It's hard
I'm
to
pretty
tell.
sure that none of us would beat her.
Yeah.
I mean, Ash was able to do it, but that's Ash, and he had a chainsaw hand and a shotgun.
Think how fun it would be
True,
though,
and
like
she
to
was
just like cut
distracted,
off the
too.
head and then grab the neck and just
Hey,
like, kinda
but
go
I-
on that wiggly ride.
I do have
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
he did do
machete
that,
in my
didn't he?
drawer though. I have a machete. If I could bring that with me, maybe we could like do
You
some
can't.
shit
No,
with that.
you have to use
No.
what's in the cellar. If it's not in the
Ah.
cellar, it's against the rules of the whole question.
Okay. Well, we're fucked.
Yeah, I think
use
it's.
Henrietta to
Okay.
defeat Henrietta. Reverse psychology that demon.
Wait. We may have a chance.
What is it?
The lost pages, are they in the cellar?
Oh, we could use the lost. Can you read Kandarian?
I don't know, man. What is that thing? Like you go online, like God.
Rosetta
all-
Stone?
Yes. I have studied that in this instance.
In that scenario, we might have a chance, but
Yeah.
you didn't do that.
Okay. All right, that's fair.
I've studied Rosetta Stone, Kandarian. I can
I
read
mean,
the fucking
Listen,
pages.
I can read a river better than you can read a book. Just a little bit better though.
If we could have actually brought something with us, I mean, even though he's gone by then, like it doesn't matter, you can bring it. I would bring Nobi. Be like, all right, here, you deal with her. Go.
You're
Play.
probably see ya.
Dr. Nobi would try and put Henrietta's soul into us, though. Remember, he was like an asshole
Yep.
Yeah.
in the TV show. He brings that girl there, and he's like, I'm going to transfer the spirit from my wife and into you. And then Ash had like just unlocked her, and he was like,
He wasn't being an asshole. He just wanted an upgrade. Let's be honest.
he's got a hot little
Like, he
number on the
wanted all
side,
the-
too.
Yeah. And a
Yeah.
bear
He
trap.
wanted all the advantage of having Henrietta's like like spirit and everything, but in like a newer model body.
Dude, that's one of the funniest fucking parts in that whole show. When Ash is down there, like he knows it's Henrietta, and he's like smacking the shit
Yeah,
out of
beating the
her.
shit out of
And
her.
she's like, "You're worse than my husband." And then the husband shows up, and he's got that girl with him. And he's like, "Oh, it's the doctor." And he's got a hot little number on the side too. And then the wife is there, so he's like, "I mean, men are such pigs." That's okay. So Mia and Beth, if they met Ash, do you think it would come off? It wouldn't play as well if he was doing the like macho, misogynist stuff.
It depends on at what point.
Honestly,
you know
I think
what
they
mean?
probably
Like,
would have had like too much shit to put up with it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think that
If
they
we're talking
would.
like later season Ash, like Ash vs Evil Dead. I know he's always going to be that way,
Right.
but I feel like
No, he genuinely had a great character arc in Ash vs.
yeah,
Evil Dead.
yeah. So like
Yeah, he
as
did.
he
Even
does
up until the
mature-
very fucking end, man, that android chick, he's like looking at her ass in the
Yeah,
rear view
that's
mirror.
true.
That's Ash. That's who he's always gonna be.
I mean, he even did that stuff with Kelly at first, but then she kind of grew to respect him after seeing he's the real deal. I think Beth and Mia would probably at first be like, "Oh, he's this old fucker," and then like, "Wow, okay."
Yeah,
I think-
kind
I'll
of
get that.
Yeah, I think Beth would be able to roll with it a bit better.
Yeah, the Mia.
But yeah,
Probably.
Mia, I think
I mean,
would
she is a
take
groupie,
umbrage.
so
Who?
Yeah,
She's groupie.
Yeah, she's a groupie. That's for sure.
I see him
Do you
rocking and
have
being
any
like,
more?
"All right, I
Any
know
more
who's
notes, Jordan?
going to be the father of this bastard child."
Um, no, I think it was a solid ending. Like I really enjoyed it a lot. A lot on my like second and a half watch. I'll call it third watch, whatever you want to say. Um, at first, I had an issue with Beth, and this was just watching it the first time. I felt like she felt very disconnected in certain scenes when Death appeared, and rewatching it now, I just see it as shock more than anything, because
Mhm.
people deal with death and grief in their own ways,
Yeah, different
and
ones.
but her eyes again, like I noticed that, like I was really trying to like deconstruct everything that I watched about it, and I would pause scenes and shit. Like her eyes are beautiful. Like when it's telling a scene, like you can see the pain in it, even when her face isn't
Mhm.
showing it. Um,
Yeah.
so I feel like it was acted like really well. I think it was a really good idea to do it different. It's not in a cabin in the woods. It's its own thing, and I think it'll probably go down to be like a cult classic for being something new and being something different.
Well, and Lee Cronin, the dude who directed this, he said that he would love to do a sequel and basically pick up with Beth the second that this
Was
one
it like
ended.
12 minutes?
Yeah, something like that is what he said.
I would love that
Like
actually.
he wants to like never give the hero a rest, just like with Ash, where it's like once one movie ended, you put the next one in, boom, we're still going. You know what I mean? And I would love that because then it's like, what are the Deadites on the streets? You know what I mean?
And then that goes
Interesting.
further into your theory too. If the Deadites are on the streets,
They're
then
rising.
what if? Yeah. So
Yeah, but see, then it also doesn't work for my theory of the sequel that the Deadite is the baby, that because she stuck her
True.
fingers in her womb. You know what I mean?
I love that when she's like two souls. Like, oh
Yeah.
shit, dude. Like, okay.
Deadites
Yep.
don't fuck around, dude.
No.
Do you think
They
like
do
there's
not.
like something about these characters? I mean, obviously Ash, is kind of the prophesized one, but you have like Mia and you have Beth. Do you think there's just like, well, also like kind of like Kelly and Pablo too, in this regard, but like more so just like like the final girls of the film. There has to be something about them, like some kind of quality or something that they have that makes them kind of in the same vein as Ash when it
Ash,
comes
they're
to
like
to
an
fight
army.
this evil and kind of like fight it. It's like they're almost
Well,
like immune in a way.
Mia and Beth both interacted with a different Necronomicon than Ash did.
Yeah.
What if
Oh
they
yeah,
are
yeah.
those Necronomicons equivalents to Ash? Like they are chosen ones in a way. They like obviously there's
Honestly,
only the one
that'd be great.
chosen one. But what if these are disciples, or they're there to carry the torch when he's in the coma, before he wakes up in the future? I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? I want all this to make sense. I want the lore to mean something. I don't want it to be like every movie they just make up new shit. But it's starting to
Yeah.
feel like there actually is a plan here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that there
Yeah.
is a way that these could connect and it makes sense.
Because I mean, like,
Absolutely.
kind of like what you said, Devin, about like kind of like an Ash substitute, like when he's kind of like MIA. There's always a chainsaw and a shotgun, just what
Hmm.
Ash uses to defeat the evil. Like it's every single time. So yeah, I kind of feel like even though they're not like the chosen ones, they're kind of like a catalyst for him in a way. It's like Ash can't be everywhere at once, but like you kind of have like these kind of kindred spirits that use his weapons to fight the evil wherever he
Right,
can't be.
right. Like his like the spirit of the chosen one like flows through them almost.
Right. Like you have Pablo that
He's
he
the El
is.
Brujo, El
Yeah, and
Brujo
he's
Especial.
his meaning
Yeah.
is to basically from what I gathered was to help Ash realize that he is El Jefe. He is
Yes,
which I know like in ways like in the films they hint towards that and stuff, but like I feel
yeah,
like the show really pushed that forward, and you're always gonna
yes,
have characters that are gonna support. You'd be a really good support for Ash and to help him fight, you know, and fight
Hmm.
themselves, because some of them like Beth and Mia don't know him yet. Fight this evil, you know what I mean? It's not just Ash taking care of business. It's from what we can tell, spreading, and that's really cool. That opens up so much room for sequels. Like you mentioned, like they're gonna be out on the streets. Like how severe is it now? We don't really
Where
know.
would you want to see an Evil Dead movie take place next?
Mm. If you're going with like a
Like timeline
like
wise?
Just like location wise.
location, I would like to see them like running out in the streets. I like for it to just go bonkers. Kind of like
Yeah,
kind
I'd
of
love like
signaling
the
the
fall
end.
of mankind, like how you kind of see like
Mhm.
the wasteland apocalyptic future. I'd love to see that.
I think that'd be really
I'd love to
cool.
see the start of that.
Or in a supermarket
Yeah.
or a church.
Let's do one in Las
Supermarket would be
Vegas.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Las Vegas would be interesting.
Las Vegas.
A
I
casino.
would like to see it in a hospital.
Yeah, I could
That'd
see
be
that.
cool.
That works too.
The tools that they could
especially
use,
if, like, all
doctors
the-
as deadites
Mhm.
and stuff. It's time to operate. Like they could just do shit like
Could you
that. You
imagine
know
if
what I
like
mean?
somebody gets like a needle stuck in their eye and like they pull back on the syringe, like suck the
Right.
juice out or something?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I want to see it at a
Oof.
wrestling event. How about that?
A wrestling event?
Yes.
Oh, dude, that would be cool.
Dude, when we
Could
were
get
going to
Bruce
see
Campbell's,
Bruce Campbell,
like, return as like the announcer guy.
yeah, when we were going to see Bruce Campbell, my friend Bo said, like, what if there was like an Evil Dead movie that's like super meta, and it's like a Bruce Campbell meet and greet event, and some like diehard Evil Dead fan brings a real Necronomicon and reads from it because they're like they want Bruce to, and then it summons Deadites, and then Bruce has to like become the character from the
Oh, that would
movies.
be fucking sick.
Kind of reminds me a lot of like My Name is Bruce.
My name is Bruce. Yeah, it's just like
Yeah,
that.
I would love to
Like
see
that
it
with
at a
Bruce
wrestling
right
event.
there.
That would be cool.
What
Yeah.
about like if it was at a hospital, you could do with Beth having the baby.
Listen,
you know.
dude, you're
Yeah.
just, I swear, you're trying to sell me on this. I just don't know. I don't know.
Because you fucking hate this new movie. You've said it yourself. I remember at the beginning of the stream, Jordan and Jeremy remember it too, when Chris said, I fucking hate this movie. This movie fucking sucks. He was that guy at the theater that Bruce yelled at when the guy was like, this movie fucking sucks.
I got.
Yeah.
Like, dude, fuck this movie, man. I threw my
Yeah.
potatoes.
Fuck this movie.
I gotta say, I would love to see it at a wrestling event, and then you see like somebody bring the book up to him, and he's like, "The human spider." He's like, "The human spider, that
That
sucks."
sucks.
Like, okay. It's like, let me read this book real quick. Oh fuck, and then everything just goes all out of whack. Like
What?
any place they said it, a casino would be cool, a hospital would be cool.
It's in the
Like
snow.
especially if like Beth had
In
the
the
baby
snow.
in like the hospital and you have like the evil flying around like the maternity ward like over all the children or something.
Ooh,
It is
yeah.
diabolical,
Dude.
dude.
Hospital, Christmas time. It's in the snow. That's it.
Oh, I love horror in the snow. Like
Then you could have a
blood
deadite
splatter on, like,
Santa
fresh
Claus.
wet snow.
Santa Claus that's visiting like kids
It has
with
to come
cancer,
down a chimney.
and
Oh,
he turns
shit.
into a deadite and starts like, acting like a deadite Santa Claus. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like,
Oh,
hello,
man.
Fuckers.
Oh,
Punish.
have you been naughty or nice? Uh,
Have you about
I was gonna say I wanted to bring this up because we didn't really get to talk about it. I don't know how we're doing on time, but I heard some people saying I thought that like the gore and the blood and like the violence in this, it wasn't like as amped as it could have been, of course. Like, but the elevator scene, while it didn't show a lot, I love that fucking elevator scene, dude. Like the hair pull around the ear and then the earring rip
Oh yeah,
down, and then how that starts to
The
slowly
arm
transpire.
breaking.
Oh yeah, breaking.
yeah.
Yeah, on the last viewing, I was like, oh shit, because I didn't notice that the first time, and when I seen that go behind the ear, I was like, oh dude, that's fucking sick. And then the fucking earring like just rips, and yeah, I mean it's,
I was
when
not
she
as bad
could-
as
she
Street
could
Fighter.
hear-
electrical cable to go up those boxers. To be honest with you.
Oh damn! I was waiting for it also. Yeah, but they didn't end up going that way.
Yeah.
You could hear the like breathing behind her.
Yes. Yep.
Was that the evil? You know what I mean? The faceless wah, like that chases people. Was that it? Breathing right there.
Assuming. I think so.
It's the presence of evil. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
disembodied, shapeless evil that we see all the time, but don't see at the same time.
Yep.
I had something I kind of wanted to bring up, and this may have been
Then bring it
touched
up.
upon when I was miming it over here and like constantly having to leave. So, Chris, you brought this up to me. I I want to say like shortly after I saw it in theaters, the earthquake, and like how that
Mm.
could possibly be tied to the finale of Ash vs. Evil Dead, where as you put it, Dev, like the Cthulhu creature comes out of the ground and like the earth is like quaking everywhere, and then like it's so ironic that the earthquake just somehow like opens up a hole big enough to unleash another Book of the Dead
Hmm.
in the earthquake and Evil Dead Rise. Like it's like such a precise thing. It's like, do you guys think that that could be what they're going for? And like, like they show at the beginning of the film, like evil is on the loose. It's
Yeah.
out there still. Like, do you think this actually could be like leading into that apocalyptic future? And like, what do you guys think about that? Like, if that's like somehow like tied together, because like the power's out. Like, there's going to be like no live feed coverage. Like, oh my god, this thing just came out of the ground and it got shot with a tank, and now whatever.
That's true. So you're saying
Like,
that it could be happening like at the same time.
yeah, like that was a theory that Chris
Possibly.
brought to me, and I've been thinking about that. And like, I watched somebody kind of splice it together on YouTube, and I'm like, that is such a precise, like like crack in the ground to like bust open, like where the vials and everything were being held and where the Necronomicon was. Like, it's such a coincidence. But like,
Then I feel like
evil
the
incarnate being
sequel,
unleashed,
yeah,
you know?
I feel like the sequel has to be then Deadites in the Streets. It has to be the day after the big battle with Ash and Kandar. You know what I mean? The big demon thing. And then it has to, because then it's like, then if they say like a bunch of crazy shit's happened all over Earth, then they don't necessarily have to specifically bring up Kandar. They can just say like, oh yeah, a bunch of weird shit has happened all over Earth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that would work really good, honestly, with how they've set everything up. And
Mhm.
then you could have Mia and you could have Beth, but Ashes do what? Like, I don't know
Like,
if I want
give
them
me
to
the
meet
chainsaw
Ash.
hand.
Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I mean is like I would love to bring Ash back. But like I said, how do
Mhm.
you do it? But like I mean, okay, so for instance, Ash is on the record, assuming that that is him. Does that mean that Ash went back in time again from the future? Maybe the whole point is to stop that future from happening, like Terminator.
Which one?
I mean,
First
possible,
it's
too.
Any of
possible,
them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which one? First one?
But
I mean,
so like
time travel's definitely not a stranger to this universe.
so Ash, maybe he was going back to stop this Necronomicon from being found, and then they failed, you know. And it's like he's trying to track down the three Necronomicons,
Mm-hmm.
and then that would lead him into Mia and Beth. And it's like in order to stop them, maybe the chosen one has to like I don't know, fucking put all three books together or some bullshit like that. And then the other thing, so people
Mhm.
were talking about how Army of Darkness, it can't be that those are the three books because the two of them were like fakes. Like one of them tried to suck him inside of it, one of them bit him, which I think is the book in Evil Dead Rise because it had the
Yeah,
teeth
where it
on
has
it.
teeth.
I
Kinda
agree
like-
completely with you.
But here's the thing.
Wow, that was a very quick agreement.
Yeah, yeah. The
Like,
the
it bit him
two
like it wanted blood. Like, come on.
yeah
Yeah.
the two like fake ones. They're not fake.
They're not the original.
Because they said you'll go to there, you'll say the words, and then retrieve the Necronomicon. They never said anything about there being 3 volumes of Necronomicon. He goes there, he touches 2 of them, and they fuck with him. The first one's sucking him in, as if it's trying to suck in his soul, because that's the one from 2013 that needs to collect like 5 souls. The second one bites him because it's trying to collect blood, like it does in this one. That's how it like awakens or whatever to
Yeah.
do what it needs to do. But then he grabs that third one. He doesn't say the words. He says the words and then picks it up. We have no idea what it would have done to him had he just touched it without saying anything at all. You know what I mean? Or it awakens the army of the dead, because that's what it did do. So all 3 of them, he could have said the words and taken all 3 books, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I can debate you on that.
What's up?
I mean, I could, but I'm not going to.
I don't have
It
any
wouldn't make
counter
logical
argument to
sense.
it, so yeah.
I just feel like that makes
It
the
makes
most
a lot of
sense.
sense.
The dude in
Yeah,
the
the-
fucking record said it's one of the 3 fabled Necronomicon or whatever.
Mhm.
You know?
Hmm. Yeah.
No, I'm thinking.
Which,
Yeah.
you know,
Got the wheels
if that is
turning.
the case, like, shame on them for not giving the poor meathead, like, better instructions.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
know?
yeah, spinach chin. Can't
Well,
keep
because
it all
nobody's
together.
been there. You know what I mean? They're so fucking scared to go there.
That's true.
Only I
That's
assumed
true.
the Dark Ones wrote it and then put it there, and then they just somebody fucking knew about it, but they only know about that they wrote the Necronomicon, and it's just 3 volumes of the same book that cover different things.
It was Ted Raimi that went there. That's why.
It was
Yes, I
Theodore.
want to die.
Yeah.
For sure went there.
Or he went there with somebody and seen that they got sucked into it. That's what
Yeah.
it was. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the lore now in my head.
That's
at
the
least.
lore now. And then so once
They went
that
there to get sucked so hard.
the book that Ash takes gets to keep the face. The other ones, though, because it's made of human flesh, they would have to continue to rebind the books with new skin. That's why they don't have faces on them no more.
I like that idea. I
Yeah.
Like that.
I do too.
I mean, also,
honestly.
like, the Necronomicon changes, like, its look constantly.
Throughout,
Like,
yeah.
even between,
Right,
like,
because well,
seasons, like Ash
it's
vs.
made
Evil
of
Dead.
human skin. It's gonna look different, you know. Yeah,
Like,
it
has
just
a
it's
different
like
look
it actually
between
makes
each
perfect
film.
sense. The one piece of lore that I can't figure out as a fucking insane person, obviously, as the way I'm speaking would lead people to believe about these fucking movies that clearly were not intended to be put together, but we're trying to piece them together. 2013.
It's like putting together the X-Men timeline. It's like,
Yeah.
that'd be crazy.
So the 2013 Evil Dead, they go to the cabin. Is it the cabin?
I don't think so because it has like.
No.
It has to be a different cabin, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
The
'cause
shed
it
is on the
has-
different side. Basement
pictures,
layout is
too.
different.
Yeah.
And then also they say like, "Oh, this is our family's cabin.
Family
We've
cabin.
gone here for years."
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Family's
it can't
Cabin, though.
can't be the same.
So is it in the same woods?
Potentially,
it's
right?
not,
I mean,
it's
you would
not
you'd
too
have
hard
to.
to believe that, you know, somewhere out there there's another, you know, cabin that's holding this evil because someone got a hold of it and thought that they could use it to, like, maybe do like some type of good, you know, like cast out evil or something. Like, it's plausible. Like, is it like in the exact same, you know,
Well,
woods? You
Look,
could say.
look. In the beginning, they used the book, right? They used the book.
Hmm.
We don't know. Is that where they originally found that book? We don't know. Nobi and them found the book out away from the cabin. You know what I mean?
They
So,
found
like,
it underneath the castle. Yeah.
right. So like, I don't think it's too far fetched that they're bringing it somewhere isolated to conceal it. You know what I mean? That way, people like how that one got the one in Evil Dead Rise got.
I mean, honestly,
sealed
it's
up.
what I would do too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Maybe I'd put like I don't know. He did kind of in Evil Dead 2013. They wrapped it in like what fucking trash bag and then
And barbed wire, yeah.
I mean,
Barb-
I think that's a pretty
Like,
good warning
they
sign.
should have
That's
had, like,
that's
something
you.
They wrote on it, "Don't read this." You know?
Yeah, they had like pliers. Didn't they have to like take pliers and
yeah.
like
Yeah.
Mhm.
go
Yeah.
across it?
And like, it was thick
Yeah.
barbed wire too, because he was like,
Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, that was that. Yeah, I'm excited to rewatch that one.
It's awesome.
It's been a while, Chris. We sat down
They're all
one day and
awesome,
watched.
honestly.
Yeah, they're all fucking awesome.
We watched like Evil Dead 2. What Jeremy? We watched all of them together too, but we watched all of them in one day, and it's so different with the tones. But like they're like you said, there's no bad film. It's insane. Like
I agree.
you can't say that about many other like horror franchises like that. You just thoroughly enjoy watching that many movies back to back. It's really you can't.
the Freddy movies.
Yeah, like the Freddy movies.
There aren't
Definitely.
any shitty ones.
I beg to differ.
No.
2010.
Which one's the shitty one, Chris?
2010.
I've never heard of that film.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't. They only made
It's not
8.
2010.
They unfortunately stopped
Or
right after
or
Freddy
about-
versus Jason.
That was a bad fever dream, wasn't it?
what about part 5, Chris?
I'm not a big fan of Part 5.
Part 5 has stuff that's good in it. Don't be mean.
Dude, Freddy's face looks fucked, man. Like, what do they do? Just when they're doing the makeup?
Bon appetit, bitch.
What happens
do
when you
like
get like
that.
4
I like
horror
that.
fans in a call together? We go down rabbit holes.
We do.
It
It
does.
looks very rubbery, man. Like, 3 and 4 had better makeup than 5.
Well, 6 has worse makeup than 5
It
does.
does. It does.
Yeah.
But at least he's having fun with it. He's just being so stupid. And this one, he's like, "Bad year, Dan." I'm like,
Bad
"Dude,
year, Dan. Yeah, and then he like
I don't
melts
like
his
that.
arm off.
That
and,
is
like,
a cool effect, but I just
clock-
don't like the way he delivered it. Like,
That was going to be a cool scene, actually. That was cut and edited.
Yeah,
like,
You're talking about the motorcycle
Yeah.
scene? Yeah. I
Yeah.
know. They should have kept that stuff in. The damn MPAA.
Fuck you motherfucker.
He's like,
They didn't want horror films corrupting the youth.
You know what?
Oh, they did anyway.
Get the feather. You're not worth the bird.
Yeah.
MPAA.
part 5 is definitely at the bottom if we're not counting that other fucking thing. But the I mean, it's
I watched the
I don't
potato
know. I like
instead,
all.
Devin. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Huh?
Potatoes better.
Yeah.
He watched
I
the
took
potato
Christopher's
instead.
advice. I watched the potato instead.
Oh, okay. I thought he was talking about Freddy's Dead being at the bottom, and I was like, what the fuck is the matter with you? Man.
It's like,
Dude, Freddy's Dead fucking rocks. I don't even give a fuck.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
so good, I can't help but like it.
Be a
Um,
good little doggy and go fetch. You know?
Okay. I want to know your guys' opinion. Out of 10, what would you rate Evil Dead Rise?
I don't do number ratings.
Oh my god. What do you do then? Give me a rating.
I talk about them and I say if I liked it or if I didn't like them.
Oh, wait, You'd obviously recommend it, right?
Oh fuck yeah! I'm
I'm
like
so excited
diametrically
for, like, the 4K.
opposed to assigning an experience a 1 to 10. I guess I don't know. It's just a
Okay.
stupid thing.
I
Yeah,
got you.
because I feel like if someone graded my work on a scale of 1 to 10, I would kill them.
I was gonna say,
Unless
man,
you guys did it.
Your performance tonight, probably an 8 out of 10. I won't put you down because you said you don't like.
I mean, I don't know
ratings,
where this energy's at, like with your original concept, but like you've been fired tonight.
Wow, what a
And
backhanded
this is coming from a
compliment.
guy. With,
Yeah, that was
like,
such a
Twice
fucking
Dead
bogus
channel.
compliment.
Dude.
He's like, so your mobile content sucks ass, but tonight you were okay. And if this fucking grainy bullshit fucking stream that I'm on is better than anything I've ever fucking put my heart and soul into, then I'll come to Ohio.
Yeah, I'm in Ohio.
I'll come to Ohio and fuck you up.
Hey, as long as you step on me, Daddy.
Alright. So we don't have to do the ratings. What you
Swallow
guys
my
just
soul.
recommend.
Yeah, Chris, you really opened up a can of worms with that
I
dumbass
know,
comment.
I
You're
know.
like, so what does
No,
everybody
like
think
Devin,
about
I've
giving it
enjoyed
a scale of
everything
1
that
to
I've
10?
watched of yours.
What did he say?
I said I've always enjoyed like everything I've watched of yours, like on your channel.
Don't
like,
fucking lie to me. Don't patronize
No, like,
me in
seriously.
front of all these people.
Oh, okay.
One
All right.
This is in front of the fucking one view. I'm talking about these fucking people. You're patronizing me. I can tell. Wait. While I've got him here, actually, because I don't think, Jeremy, that I've ever gotten to speak to you like face to face, if this is what we want to call this.
Yeah, it's kind
I
of
don't think
weird. I
so.
was in like a Jack Carver spinoff before I ever got to actually freaking speak to you.
Yeah, this is what I've always wanted to say is that, dude, you are a fucking legend to me and my friends. You specifically. Like, we quote
Oh.
you all the fucking time because we thought you were the funniest motherfucker ever in that movie. And then Chris will corroborate this. I wrote a fucking sequel that would feature you because you were like a fucking cult leader secretly the whole time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the whole time.
He's like,
Yeah.
you wouldn't like what you find. You know what I mean? And then he
He told
fucking
me, he
stabbed
told me.
Chris. And it was
Dude,
gonna
I'd
be
camp
like
it up for you. I would. Like, I'd come
it
up
was
there.
gonna
I'd
be
camp it
like
up
the
for you.
knife that you stabbed him with would like possess Chris, and he was gonna become like a demon, and then but you survived the gunshot, and then that you got
Right.
shot with, and then it was like this whole thing because I was like, dude, we find it so fucking funny when you're like, what the fuck is it that he says? Chris comes in there and he's like underneath the covers, and you're like, I was just busy touching my wood, and then he pulls out this
Pulls out the
plank of
2x4,
wood with the
yeah.
fucking Michael Myers mask on the top of it. Oh my god, dude, we found that shit
Yeah.
so funny back in the day.
Dude,
And then when he's like, Facebook, fuckbook, blah blah blah, like. No, I've just never gotten to tell you that. Like, because I've said it to Chris. I'm like, dude, your friend, we find him so fucking funny. And everyone's like, we wish that we
I'm
could
glad
collaborate
somebody
with him on
does.
something we never got to.
I'm glad somebody finds worth in me. So thank you.
Well,
That was-
yeah, I don't know, dude.
well, that's Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah.
No.
Jordan, were you in that?
Yeah, he
Yeah, I
was
was-
one of the
I was a little-
druids. How'd you miss his performance?
Yeah, I filmed most of it. Like, well, I helped film most of it. And
You
then
were
I did-
behind the scenes.
Yeah, like I was a
Yeah,
little
he's
bit
also
bigger
kind of like
then.
the cloaked dude with like the
Yeah, the
like
druid.
the
Yeah.
red
Oh, you were a
shirt with, like, the
druid.
gray sleeves or whatever.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah, dude.
at that point I
You
was like
snapped that
too.
kid's
I was
neck.
like, I did snap the kid's neck. It fictionally.
I
It
did
was
snap
not real.
We
It's
put that
just-
kid through the
fictionally.
ringer.
it's like, but
Fan
yeah,
series,
dude.
and then like the Jack Carver spinoff.
Yeah, that was fun to shoot though, because you had the script when we got there, and we just kind of like I think I had a day or two off from work, or at least had the next day off from work, and like I'm like let's do this, and it was an experience, man. It was
Yeah, I didn't
we-
finish
we-
the ending, so like I didn't finish writing the ending. So
Well,
I made up something.
That's so
if you
awesome.
if you watch the opening, I think it might be the opening of it. It's either the opening of that or because there's Batman and Robin.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
end.
and there's
With the condom on it.
Yeah,
Okay, I picked the condom to go there.
that was his.
Because I did put I wanted the condom to go there. I thought that would be beautiful, and it was. So, but I
It
watched
was-
your
it was
stuff,
very
dude.
nice.
Like Chris had showed me you like over the years, and the one thing that you did, and I've told you
The
this
head cheese?
before, the head cheese with you talking about, I think it's Baja Blast or something in the car when you start flipping the fuck out in the vehicle. I watch that still and I die, dude. Like I can't, like, cause it's so subtle. Cause you say I can't even remember the exact line that you say, but you're like you start off like really genuine, really friendly in it, and then you go from like 0 to 100, and it cracks me up.
That's awesome. I'm glad that so I fucking hate those movies that I made in high school. Like the shit I make now is way better. So like, but I'm glad that somebody got a kick out of that stuff back in the day.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. I mean, I hate some of the stuff that I filmed earlier
Mhm.
too. Like,
Yeah.
but like talking about like before we end this, I know we're going like on 2 hours, but talking about like time, like linear, like time with how the opening of Evil Dead Rise, bringing it back around, is this random group of people, and then you see that it skips to the end, and that's the evil has transferred over to this chick, this fucking asshole. I don't really like her, but like.
Yeah.
How did you guys
Nobody
like that as being the opening and being the ending? Like, did you? think
I didn't
that
mind
was-
it. I know some
was
people
cool?
didn't care for it, but I liked it because it kind of bookended it with the woodsy cabin shit. You know, just
Yeah,
kind of
leaves
like
it
That's
open.
true.
It leaves it open for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was like our cabin experience. Like, you know, it's
Mhm.
still there. It's just not the
Mhm.
focal point. It's not the main location.
That's true.
I also like the cinematography, like how it's kind of got like that curved angle, like kind of like if you're looking at like the peephole in an apartment, like all the trees and everything are kind of like wrapping
Oh,
around
yeah.
like the top of the cabin. That's a
Very unique.
that's a great shot.
Yeah, it really is. And when she rises out of the water,
when she Evil Dead rises.
yeah, Evil Dead
Wow.
rises.
Maybe that's what they thought.
That's the name of the movie.
Chris
Wow.
fucking kills me sometimes. Wow, maybe that's what they thought. Like,
It makes sense. I didn't think about that before.
oh fuck me, that's so funny.
Chris is like one of the most casually funny people ever.
I know, dude. He cracks me the fuck up when he just says nonsense, and it's just like,
I have to try to be funny. Chris is just like over there, like just passively funny. I'm like, man,
yeah, he's passively funny, and it's like the most it gets a genuine fucking laugh out of me. So
I've not heard kind things in a while. I appreciate that. I've had a blast
You're
with
welcome.
this. Hopefully, we've got out everything that we wanted to get out about Evil
I think
Dead
so.
Rise. If not, I mean, Jordan, you have a video coming up. You're gonna be like
Yeah.
ranking. Are you ranking them, or are you just going through them?
We're gonna go through them. I don't know if we're doing like are we gonna do this like a live ranking soon, or
Me and Devin's talked about it. If you guys want to come back and join us, that'd be fun.
Okay.
Awesome. Join us. Like,
yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah.
Maybe my audio won't go out the next time.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
You
I
should,
was getting here a little bit earlier.
Jeremy, you should invest in one of these. What I'm using right now. This is a quality
I would,
speaker.
man, but like my channel's like so dead, it would just kind of be like a waste of money right now.
Hey,
Oh,
man.
dude, just
Yeah.
well, you gotta just dig in. You know,
That's
Live
true.
Garden.
That's
And
what she told me.
if you
You-
build it, they will come.
They will
They
come.
will come.
Yeah, that'll be my first video when I release this one coming in a while. I think
Mhm.
honestly since the Halloween Ends trailer, and that's pretty sad. Like that I'm not gonna do that in a while. So anybody who's watching who watches my channel, I apologize for that, but I do have that video planned, and it should be out by Monday. I don't. If we're gonna do a ranking this way, I probably won't like rank the series. I'll just review it, and
Mhm.
we'll talk about it that way.
Well, it's since
But I-
we're just doing this right now, before we totally go off to the live people, does anybody want to plug? Just go down the line and plug what they're fucking working on.
Absolutely not.
Apparently not, Devin.
he was just saying that he had shit
Yeah.
going on.
I have nothing planned, but I plan to try to do these frequently.
I
maybe
have
once a
nothing
month.
planned, but I just
Nothing
that was
in
Chris's
the
fuck.
pop line, but
he was like expecting, like he's like, oh fuck, maybe I
I'm
should
working
have.
on a lot of
like-
great things. They're
Yeah,
cool.
like dude, I have so many projects that I was like, oh, this will be fun. We can all like share what the fuck we're working on. And Chris is like,
Okay.
I have nothing planned.
Yeah.
No, not currently. Not currently.
Not currently.
I'm trying to get my creative,
I'm working
juices
on
flowing.
myself right now.
Okay.
I probably get that.
I
have
was
that
hoping
video.
that like Chris would be like, I have various projects in active stages of development, and like
Well, you did not get that.
I did not.
But I have a lot of ideas lingering for live streams that I want to do.
That's yeah.
Hopefully monthly.
Monthly.
We talked about Evil Dead Rise tonight.
Evil Dead.
Yeah,
Maybe try to
dude,
do
start
some
small
rankings.
and
Yeah.
build up from there.
Do some rankings. Jordan's gave me some really good ideas of like I'm telling you, Devin, about like the horror draft and just
Oh
like,
yeah.
picking horror movies. Like which one would you choose? Fright Knock, Lost Boys, doing like rapid quizzes, stuff like that. Just getting on there and having a good time.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. Stuff.
Exactly.
Me too.
That would be a
Yeah,
blast.
like all-
It would be fun.
I did a horror draft last night, just like goofing around with my girlfriend, and it was fucking like it was fun, dude. It was hilarious. It took us like an hour to pick what we wanted to do,
Damn.
and like so I would pick something. She's like, "You motherfucker." I'm like, "Well, can't help it," and vice versa. And then I did it
We
with
need to do
my dude. It would be so fun. I did it with my kid. But I didn't do it with horror. I did it with like MCU because he's huge on MCU. But it was just a blast, and it was like it
I'm
took
sorry
him
to hear
away
that.
from his phone. It was like we were doing something that was important to him and me, and we got to spend quality time. So like it's really fun. I think that we could do that on here and have a horror draft, and I think it would be a fucking blast. Honestly,
that'd be so fun.
Amazing. We should do snake order. We roll a dice. Whoever gets, it could be highest number, lowest number, however we want to do this. Set some rules up, figure out who gets the first one, and kind of go in that order.
That should be the next thing
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Alexa,
So,
add weighted dice to the shopping cart.
I guess should we kill this stream since we're just talking about ourselves at this
I
point?
think so. So,
Kill it.
hopefully, you guys enjoyed Evil Dead Rise. Can't wait for, hopefully, another Evil Dead movie. Hopefully, we don't have to wait as long as we did for this one. And yeah, had a great time.
That might honestly be the trick why they're like so good. Like they're few and far between though.
That's true. I don't want to rush
Yeah.
it, but
Patient.
like, yeah, I mean, 2013 to 2023, it's
Yeah, I mean that was
That's a little bit of a
time.
distance.
10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give us give us one, maybe 5 years.
Give me a freaking
Yeah.
ring.
4 years, something like that. But yeah, can't wait to have you guys back on again. Like we said, might do a horror draft. We'll see what we can come up with. Thank you guys for watching. And Jordan, you hit us with the keeper horror.
Comment and subscribe, and as always, guys, keep it horror. Peace.
Peace.